All right, welcome. Joining the stream. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Group 6.
Group 6!
Uh, Session 14, I believe, as we come into it here. So our last session that we left off with was honestly quite not what I was expecting. So you all had asked this question to Magello, and then you had made way to the treasure hoard, and then you started to loot said treasure hoard. And one of you actually, with your passive perception, which is just one, this is high enough, happened to be Thea, had seen something in the ice. Now, I will probably think that in hindsight, most likely you shouldn't have said anything, but you did. And comes into it, and all of a sudden, bam! Everything's shit's just going awry. People are attacking each other, grabbing each other. You got a frost giant being involved. It was absolutely insane. It was probably, it was so all over the place. So, at the end of this whole thing, we had Ezekiel, who had taken the dragon egg and marched into the wilderness, leaving the party. And then you had Zell, who stayed with the party for some time, but there was aggression and then took their separate way, headed and leaving for Othema, which evidently you all made, but obviously a lot later than most likely Zell made here. So, where Zell went from here, who knows? All in all, 2 of the player characters have left. We have 4 left: Dirty Joe, Othala, Regmore, and Thea. So you've made your way into this holy city of Athema. One of the things that I mentioned was that there is these refugees at the actual gates. You can see off to the east, right, where that sign pointed to a place called Fulmir. These dwarven refugees are making their way down the mountainside, and they are now filling the actual entrance here, this main gate of this place. So I'm going to go ahead and give a description of what you're seeing. This is going to be a far more in-depth description, right, because we're going to end it, and I went through some things, but I want to make sure you understand what it is that you're really looking at here. So this is a noble city that protrudes from the mountainside west of the main road that leads out of the Frosthorn. Large 30-foot stone walls encompass the city as it staggers in elevation to the keep hundreds of feet above. Guards, soldiers, and paladins, adorned in the surcoats of their lord, patrol high upon the walls and towers every 30 feet. They carry halberds, glaives, longswords, shields, crossbows, and are equipped in beautiful masterwork half-plate or plate armor. The colors of the surcoat are a pale purple with the symbol of Falor, a perched silver griffin. The walls are a white granite and match the keep above. Each entrance through the wall consists of a double wooden door and a barred gate. Mechanisms in an interior segment above each raise and lower the gate. There is also an interior space into some of the walls that flank the towers. Arrow slits are in them. The towers that flank the gates, as well as many of the other towers, are armed with enormously large ballista, which are not pointed towards the ground. They're pointed to the air. Braziers along the wall and tower shine dim light in the dead of night. An interior wall surrounds the Othema Keep, known as Falor Keep, grounds and gardens. The wall is about 20 feet tall and has several towers, so slightly shorter. 2 towers reside on either side of that double wooden gate and are armed with ballistas as well. So it's a very similar design, just slightly shorter height of the wall. A frozen moat and steep cliff sides surround Falor Keep, providing protection against intruders. In addition, the keep has its own towers and its own ballistas. Okay, it is a armed and fully functioning keep. If it needs to be locked down, it can. The cobbled roads in this space, as you approach now, getting towards the gate, the cluster of people in the sea, now you're seeing there's a lot here, are usually covered with snow and ice. This is still within the frost, or it's cold here. Each morning, common folk arise and sweep off the snow and ice, leaving scattered patches of revealed road. Interestingly, a large area around the center of the city, known as the Holy District, is quite warm, melting away any snow and ice and providing a beautiful and comfortable, temperate environment. It even stops the snow from falling down. The residents of Othema are residents of Othema and worshippers of Pelor credit this phenomenon to the Sun Tree, which resides within the Sun Tree Cathedral. Most of the trade occurs in the market within this unusually warm area, filling the Sun Tree Cathedral courtyard, which is a massive hundreds of feet radius area. An interior 15-foot stone wall surrounds the Holy District, at least the interior plateau, and is not really equipped with any towers. There might be some sentry areas and sorts, but it's not relevant. There's not even really a gate. It's just a double-wooden door that can be shut and barred. Right? It's not so locked down the whole district, but it's not at the realm of the outer or interior walls. Now, the structures in the city are made from stone, wood, clay, and straw. Very few have windows, and those that do have metal and stone window frames. Upon some of the large paladin estates, wooden window frames are found, as well as some of the taverns and other notable kind of businesses. Large 2- or 3-story townhomes occupy the northeastern section of the city. Guilds, businesses, and shops are single and 2-story and reside in the southeastern part of the city. Around the interior walls are very large estates. Okay, many of them in the noble district that can source there are 3 stories and are kind of in their own little walled off areas. So the entire city, as you see, as the way that it's sectioned, you have the drift. This is your common folk. These are where you're going to find your 2 to 3-story townhomes. That's the average, right? It can get larger. And on the outskirts on the wall, you might have larger of these townhomes. You might have larger of these buildings and structures, right? Because you're bracing against the stone wall. It's very much a crowded sardine land trying to protrude outwards. They're wanting to continue to stay in the safety of the walls. They don't want to spill outside of the walls with their growth. And so the drift is very similar to eastern Los Angeles in the way that it's just jam-packed with houses on top of houses and structures, okay? The merchant district is slightly open more. You have window shopping. You have 2-story structures saying maybe the merchants people live up there. You have storage, right? You also have a massive foundry that's in Othema. Foundry is something that they smelt ore, right? It's massive, and you see plumes of the smoke billowing and sitting within the actual city. Then you have these immaculate greenhouses, these towering aerodome-like structures that are built out of glass and metal, suggesting that they actually cultivate, make their own crops and certain things. Then you have the cemetery and crypt, the largest in the entire Kingdom North area. It occupies an entire section of the Holy District, hundreds and hundreds of feet, just for the burial of people and to house the crypt. So, you all are coming into this space. The gate is open. It's not blocking or barring your entry in any way. The guards, this follower surcoat, they're looking down upon the party, looking as you kind of make your way in. They're seeing and just kind of looking and raising an eyebrow, not speculating or stopping you or saying, oh, who are these folk? Just almost inquisitive to why they aren't dwarves. At least not regular.
So I take it if I wanted to pick up some crafting supplies, I should hit up the trader area?
Yeah, if you're looking to get crafting supplies, you could attempt to go into the merchants district and find a shop, maybe even an emporium. There's an emporium here that you can try to see. They have it's like a general kind of thing. You can also go to the market square within the Holy District, looking to see if there's any kind of remote traders that come in here. They might have some knickknack items or even specialty novel items, magical items even. So there is a plethora of opportunities that are available to you.
I say we try to get our bearings here. Let's look for a tavern, inn, maybe get a room. You know, we've been on the road for about a week.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm down for some grub.
Yeah, we could get some maybe some information about this town, where things are, best places to hit up.
Oh, and since I'm thinking about it, if we ever run into our old pals again, I don't think they took their cut of the general party fund. And, you know, they did earn it, even if we did go our separate ways, so try to pay them out in case we cross paths again.
You want to give Zell more money?
Well, I mean, he earned it fair and square. And, I mean, is he really going to be that much of a threat on his own?
Not to, you know, clock anyone's coffers or anything, but pretty sure Zell has over 2,000 gold, maybe. So he should be okay for right now. If we do run into him and we're on the friendly side, I don't see why not. But as of right now, I don't think we should be lending somebody that wants to possibly kill one of my friends at this moment. So.
Well, all right, fine. It just makes me feel like a no good, dirty swindler keeping on the money that he rightfully earned. I mean, it was a party fund. He was part of the party. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry, Joe. Zoe was pretty good with his money.
All right. But yeah, let's go find a place to bunk down.
Passing through the gates, kind of coming in and broadening, you're on kind of a main street, if you will, that seems to kind of just take you in the direction, a straight shot to the Sun Tree Cathedral, to the Holy District. This is how it's designed. There's a stables off to your left, a large kind of straw thatching, even some clay towards it. And the stables itself has numerous different horses within. There's carts and wagons pitched up. There's a couple different sales folk from a nearby stagecoach actual vendor that is out here currently trying to pitch sales to the dwarfs that have made refugees. They're holding the personal possessions that they have upon their backs. You're looking at knick-knack personal items, kitchen stuff. Some of them have wheelbarrows and things that they're moving. They also, many of them are wounded. They have scars such as bludgeoning, lacerations, punctures, and things. So there's actual clerics and paladins and healers as well from the Sun Tree Cathedral priestess that are coming down here and they're healing them. And as they do, they're loading them into wagons and they're beginning to cart them towards the Sun Tree Cathedral. So that's the horse traffic you can see kind of going away. Soldiers are kind of formed into tight-knit groups of 4 to 5. They're currently taking inventory. So they're marking down dwarfs, they're approaching people, they're questioning, they're asking certain information. And at this stage, with passive perception, it's pretty aware of what they're talking about. They're talking about a dragon attack.
Can I make out any further details based on what the crowd is saying, what is being asked?
For that, I need you to make a perception check.
One moment.
28. So with a perception check of 28, you're able to overhear the conversation. Many of them are talking that a silver dragon emerged in the dwarvish city of Thulnir, which is home to Clan Ulmfist, which is on this side of the Frosthorn Mountains that extend into the Gork Valley. So that's to your east. They state that this tiered city, with its mine and multiple levels, that this dragon seemed to come out of nowhere and started to attack. That it attacked with an anger and a ferociousness, that it was some sort of bloodthirsty animal, that it was eating and consuming, clawing. In addition, as you overhear some of the conversation, there's some out here that are actually soldiers. They are wearing armor, and they have the clan symbol of all of this, which happens to be a K that's spilling over. they actually are talking about the fact that when they attacked this dragon, that it had some sort of magical effect about it, and that the javelins and the bolts that they fired did not go through to strike it. They also wonder how a dragon could have got into Thomir, as the entrance, which is a beautiful and grand atrium kind of entry chamber, and then to a bridge that crosses over an underground river, is rather defensible and not large enough for this dragon to make way into.
Who's walking closest to me out of the party?
Have your pick.
Flip a
Fear
coin.
mine.
I would assume I was taking the lead-ish because it's a city.
Sure.
And I generally know how cities work.
What's the marching order, everyone?
Yeah.
I guess I would have been behind Thea. I'm not too far away from cities myself.
Yeah, I was going to say,
see
you're
much
just kind of
fun.
walking
I
in
like-
together, so I'd assume that you're all kind of relative to each other.
Yeah, so I'm going to share with everybody what I overheard.
Okay.
Silver
Yeah.
dragon, huh?
We got more dragon problems.
Well, I mean,
A silver one. That's different.
we knew they was coming. Just didn't know there was going to be one so soon.
But attacking a defensible area as well is
How did it get
pretty
in? That's the question. It would not have been able to get in, based on what they're saying.
well, maybe magic, you know.
Or tunnel through the sewers. Or transmogrified itself into a rodent. Just like Rigmore does.
Now, stretching on this main road as you begin to proceed in, going further as you travel, right? You're just kind of looking around. You are looking for signs and postages and other things. You can see Fort Frostbeard, which is marked by a signposting heading from the north direction after a few blocks upon entry. Fort Frostbeard is a actual walled fort that sits on a rugged and steep plateau. It's very small. It's not large. But you see smoke billowing from a keep up there, and it seems to be also many of the structures in there in dire need of repair. And the military district kind of spills out of it. So you're noticing there's a lot of soldiers, people eating, and they're essentially living here, right? The stationed army. So you see a sign that goes for Frostbeard. You go a few more blocks, and sure enough, you're seeing a sign postage that has a kind of a direction off of the main road here. And the main road is quite wide. I mean, you're looking at roughly 25 to 30 feet in its width. So it's pretty large. You have traffic going either way. You have sidewalks as well, cobbled road, brick sidewalks. There's wells, sign postage, things, vendors, windows here as well, even though we are more in housing, right? We're with the drift. We're spilling over in the middle district. You see this sign, and it points in the direction of north. And it simply states, Mountainside Tavern, Stormy Inn.
So
I start leading the way there.
Okay.
as we're going, so they're part of Clan Alderfist. Isn't that Barlow's clan?
Yes.
Could I ask Barlow if he knows anything about that?
You gonna fart message him or something?
Yeah, mind sending message him.
He's just gonna be rebuilding his tower, you know, up on a ladder somewhere. Suddenly, hey, Barlow, tell me your family history. Gotta conk his brains out, man.
He only has 25 words, so you better make it good.
Tell him to keep it short then.
What would I even ask? Are we? Do we really want to do this? Like, what would Barlow know?
Depends on how connected he is still to Clan Alderfist.
Could
This
we
happened
Just,
recently, clearly. He might not know anything.
why not just ask the locals, like, hey, what are your clan known for?
Probably a better idea.
There's bound to be some in the tavern, right?
Yeah, a tavern. You could ask the barkeep. They
There you
always
go.
know some information. People talk.
All right, let's go grab a beer.
We're almost there.
Okay. Eventually, rounding around takes several different blocks, so it's a massive city. You have distance to actually walk as you make your way through. People look by you, kind of give a slight little wave, a little hi. It seems to be quite friendly. There's ipso facto here in the Drift. You're noticing there's many different small alleyways between the buildings. People are taking buckets of literal feces and dumping them out the window. So this is a medieval, right? So you're having window dumping out with their excrements here, not really necessarily indoor plumbing, right? And so there is a level of smell that you're kind of having throughout the space. People are kind of bartering over certain foods and things as wagons are coming by filled with crops and whatnot. Eventually you come into this space.
Quick question, just kind of going through the Drift. Is it primarily dwarves? Not the refugees, but the people that are inhabitants there full time.
No, so the city is home to primarily humans. So the dwarfs that they've noted are simply the dwarven refugees, and from the conversations you ever heard, apparently they're playing all their fists from Folder, their city. So here inside of this, obviously you have a variety of races. You've seen dwarfs, you've seen halflings, you've seen gnomes, you've seen elves, half elves. It's all over. But in the majority of what you're seeing is humans, especially that of the soldiers and paladins. As you come into this space, rounding around a couple blocks, another sign points you left, so you begin to head in the western direction. The road itself begins to widen out in this space, but not nearly as wide as the main road. So you've gone down a smaller road, now to a medium-sized road, so there's definitely a diverging change here. You can see that on the north side, there's a sign posting. It seems to be a single-story tavern. It seems, just from the appearance of it, it's a single-story structure. The sign itself is a kind of a mountain pitched with an ale kind of over in the back end, hooked into the peak of the mountain. And there's a postage, a board of sorts with different kind of flyers and things that are pinned to it. Individuals are talking in amongst themselves, just having conversations. There's someone playing just be a lute or something from an alleyway nearby. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. The tavern, like I said, it's a single-story tavern. There's windows. Most of the windows here in this tavern are kind of fogged over because of the cold, right? So you can't really see much of them. You have to kind of wipe them and really get a good look. But there's light coming. There's laughter. There's cheering from the tavern in the northern end, which is here. And then there's another sign over here, and this says Stormy Inn. Okay, so remember the signs that mounts the tavern, Stormy Inn. Stormy Inn is single-story as well. It seems to be a very elongated structure. Both of them have a beautiful clay tile roofing. They have brick stone, an interior of wood. There's a level of invitation inviting. There's also a small, not a stables, but this is more of a tie-down area. So if you have horses that you're walking through, it's a covered, straw-thatched area that you can actually pull your horse in and tie them down, right? As far as the carts and the wagons, if you had one, it seems like people are just leaving them out in the brick sidewalks. They're just kind of coming up that half-foot lip or so, and they're just kind of keeping it there. Walls outside. I'm going to go ahead and pause.
Well, age-old question. Room first or beer first?
Room. The rooms will fill up fast.
You're no boon.
Yeah, I kind of wanted breakfast.
So you said there was a signpost with notes and stuff pinned to it?
Right.
Reg's gonna go up to the signpost to see what's on the notes.
Okay. So on these notes, you don't see in particular too much information that would pertain to you. This is mainly looking and seeking certain crops. I'm looking for this here. I'm looking for this artisan to help out with a project here. It's not like a bounty board, right? So there's nothing here that would be calling for an adventure or whatnot. You also find on here that there are missing people. That there are not photographs, but just names kind of rough sketches and says, "Have you seen this person? Have you seen my husband? Have you seen my wife? Have you seen my partner, my spouse? Have you seen my child?" Right. This is just kind of left here. You usually count roughly 6 or 7. That seems to be the majority of it, but mainly it's just kind of looking for people for odd jobs, kind of help around. I'm offering this much amount of coin type deal.
So no Witcher contracts.
Not here, anyways.
Reg's gonna take note of the names on the board of the missing people. And there's no jobs like looking for certain crops or like cooks or anything.
There's jobs working in the greenhouse. Looks like it's a flyer flat out. There's a name that goes by John Holfar. Seems to be the owner operator of the greenhouse. It's just looking for hired hands to help grow vegetables. Farmer position. Willing to pay you 2 silver.
Woohoo!
Not worth your time. Well, let's book a room, shall we?
Coming into the Stormy Inn here, you see a common room resides just past the front door. It seems the front door itself is a little bit of wrought iron that's slightly rusted from the moisture content. It serves as kind of a check-out, check-in area, so to speak. Down the hallway to the east, single wooden doors that lead into the smaller size rooms, which are referred to as common chambers. 2 rooms on north and south side of that end of that hallway are actually into larger rooms, which are referred to as merchant rooms. You see this upon an actual placard that's at the front of the actual of the desk, right? So the desk that this individual is sitting in front. So there's a placard with that, and then the rates are associated with that as well. The door leading west from the common room goes into a hallway flanked by both master suites. So there's 2 master suites. Every room contains, given just kind of a description of them, right? So we don't need to give a description later. Every room is going to contain a plush wool and cotton wooden framed bed with wool sheets and pillows. Merchant rooms have an additional wardrobe and bathroom. The master suites have a bathroom, washroom, wardrobe, shelving, and fireplace. So those are the distinctions. As far as the pricings of it is concerned, the master suites themselves are going to cost you 2 gold pieces a day. The merchant rooms are a single silver piece a day. And then the common chambers are going to be a rough 4 copper pieces a day. So there's a dramatic shift as far as that. As we come to this, I need to ask Felix, what room did you procure?
Oh, the suite, for sure.
Master suite. Okay.
What did you say that was for? Gold?
2 gold pieces a day. So coming up to the counter here, or this kind of desk that's positioned, you see a looks to be a gnome, small and nimble female forest gnome, reddish, kind of unbraided long hair. Eyes are kind of a pale green. Wears a yellow sundress with white boots. While outside in the cold, right, you can see this on a nearby coat rack. It has a kind of a plush black and brown fur robe with a blue sash they can throw over their shoulders. There's shelving here and wardrobes for your own coats. There's shelving in here with some books. The desk is quite large, especially for the gnome. And there's an additional kind of buckets and other sorts of things and a broom nearby, right, for cleaning and also for kind of a brush for scrubbing. As soon as they see you, they have a fictional book. It seems to be some romance novel of some kind. It says 2 horns and 1 bush. Sets it down onto the side and looks to you all. Oh, hello!
Did the sign say how many beds per room it was in each one of those 3 options?
No, there's only 1 bed per room. There's only 1 bed in each room. My name is Strella Fogorn, and welcome to the Stormy Inn.
Well, hey there. Which horn gets the bush?
Excuse me?
2 horns and 1 bush.
Oh, this
It's a shortage of bush.
blushes a little bit. Oh, it's just a light reading for me. No, haven't really got too far into it. I don't know quite yet.
All right, well, keep us posted. In the meantime, we'll take 4 master suites, please.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. I only got 2 of them, and one of them is currently booked out.
Oh,
Well,
well, I can rough it. I don't mind.
how many merchant suites are there?
I have 2 of those.
Oh, so one of us is getting a common room. I don't mind the common, honestly.
Nah, I'll take it as long as it's indoors. It's comfy for me.
No
Okay.
I'll take a
worries.
Being
merchant
modest.
suite.
Oh, not all at once. Sorry, you said merchant suite. Someone?
I raise my hand.
Oh, okay. And your name?
Thela.
You're saying Thala?
Yes, I am.
Thala? All right, got you right here. Thank you. And then I said I heard a common. What's your name?
Dirty Joe Bookwilder.
All right, Dirty Joe. Is there a reason why they call you Dirty?
Well, kind of depends on what ends up happening with the bush.
All right. I hope I didn't hear that one. But all right. So anybody else?
I guess Reg, you wanna take the master, or you're fine without it?
Oh, it doesn't really matter.
Again, being modest. I'll take the master.
That's for you. Now, where's your name?
You could just write Crescent.
Crescent.
Crescent, yes.
Are you you don't look like a druid. Are you in love with the moon or something?
Yeah, you can't tell by the tattoo on my face.
I thought it was because of that wrench you always carry around.
All right, Crescent. And then for you, I'm so sorry for what happened to. I don't. What clan are you with? Looks at you, Reg.
Hestrick.
Not familiar with that one. It's in any case, it's a tragedy what's befell your people. And I'd like to give you at least a common chamber for free. I've been putting up quite a few refugees. They've made their way here, so you all will fill out my rooms. Extended period, I hope. If you'd like that.
Merchant room is fine.
Merchant room? What?
Reg's going to pat Othala on his back. She thought you were a druid.
Right?
It's to funnel through the drawer in the desk, opens it up, picking out a few different keys, kind of sets them down. They are these silverish polished keys, and they have kind of a wooden label that's attached to them from a ring. It seems to have numbers on them to notes the actual rooms that you'll be going. After doing that, handing you those keys. If you mind, make your way here. Just kind of opens the door. The master kind of turns around. This one, right here, points the door just to the right side, so the south door here. That room's yours. And enjoy. Freshly cleaned, new linens.
Whoa!
And the fire's roaring. For you all, this is the common bath chamber. So there's a wash tub in here, and so if you need fresh hot water, I can make it for you. Get you a bath.
Please do. We've been on the road for a while.
All right, I can do that for you. No worries. Get that ready. And I also have some scents, and fumes, and oils if you need that sort of thing. Soaps. This room, let me see. Yes, Dirty Joe. This one's yours. It's common.
Excellent.
Then for the remainder, the merchants here. These are the two rooms here. Here, up here in the north, and then here on the south. Obviously, you can take your pick which rooms you'd like. Hands you each, right? Just holds up the two keys, whichever ones you want to take.
I'm taking the south one.
Welcome to the Stormy Inn, and thanks so much for staying. If you need any food from the mountainside tavern across the way, I can fetch it for you. And I'll get that bath ready for you.
Thank you kindly, miss. I go over to Thea's room. Hey, Thea. Or Thela.
Thela.
Sure. I don't know nothing about fancy perfumes. What's one that would best complement my natural odor?
Lavender.
Lavender.
Lavender it is.
Honeysuckle.
All of the above. Got it.
So breakfast, because it doesn't look like this place serves breakfast in bed.
She's getting hot water ready at the moment. Now the
You
bath is
know,
on the menu. That actually sounds real nice.
She just said she would fetch you food if you wanted to. She'd run across
Yeah.
the universe.
I thought we were gonna go like rub elbows with the locals.
I
We
can
may have
heat
an
your
idea.
food up. I mean, I can heat your bath water up for you. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you got one of them tricks.
The one heating trick I have, but yeah.
Oh, excuse me? Locks the door. Side steps in. It's saying the pots of water on.
She's just heating water in there.
Singing a little
Uh,
tune.
We'll be back. We're off to get some food.
Oh, all right. I'll have the bath ready for you when you come back.
Thank you.
Bye.
Why?
It was nice.
While she's occupied, I'm gonna take a look at that book she was reading. Anything remotely interesting in there?
The book. It seems to be a 70-page book written in Common. And as you kind of flipped up, you see a page mark there. As you see the page mark, you begin to read that paragraph. It is getting hot and steamy.
Is it about the 2/3 of the way through the book phase?
Oh, it's about that third of the book phase where they're just kind of like putting you in suspension,
Eases
and,
you.
and then nothing
Yeah.
happens, right?
Got it.
Oh, I haven't had any good smut in a while. I might have to sneak that on my way out.
You could always buy some, Joe.
We're in a
that's right.
city. There's bookstores.
I mean, are there those kind of bookstores? I
Yes.
don't know. We didn't really
Yes.
have any, huh. Interesting.
There's lots of things you can buy in a city.
If you see 3 X's on a door, you'll know.
Oh, well, shoot, I know that one. I mean, they got brothels in every town in the world, right? Right?
All right. Coming into this space. Okay. As you come into the tavern, you see that it's quite wide open. There's a raised area about 2.5 to 3 feet. The bar counter kind of rises around a large area. There's a prep tables and those sorts of things at the back side. There's kind of racks of wine that can be taken down. There's also kegs that are stacked and tiered underneath the bar, as well as at the back side. The kitchen has many different ovens. In fact, there's roughly 6 to 7 of them at the back side there. There's prep areas. There's actually cooks in the back side that are cooking. The actual occupancy of this tavern, as far as seating wise, it's not incredibly large, but it has a high turnover rate. So you're noticing there's many people going like in and out, right, of this particular page. So you eat breakfast, eating sausages, eggs, bacon, hearty meats, things that really stick to you, and they're kind of leaving. There's also guard in here, so essentially soldiers. These people wearing the floor surcoat you've seen before. As you stretch around, you see there's a one open, long, rectangular table. The rest are 2-seaters, and then the bar itself is completely full.
Open table.
Lead on.
Sit down into the table. Someone comes running over from behind the bar counter. This figure here is a small, petite human. Just stands shy of 5'2" with long brown hair that has been braided into a single ponytail. It goes down the length of her back. Eyes are bluish green, has a pale complexion. As soon as comes down, does a small curtsy to you. Hello. Hi. My name's Jill. Good morning. Welcome to the Mountainside Tavern. And I'm here to take your order. We have eggs, bacon, ham, sausage. We also have roasted potatoes, some stewed tomatoes, and we have porridge with dried fruit. Ale, wine, mead, anything you can think we have here to offer you for drink. What will it be?
Do you have coffee?
Coffee, yeah, we do have coffee. It's going to be a little bit expensive. It's really hard to get. Got the coins?
Yeah.
Sounds good. And as far as victuals, all of the above, please. And one flagon of ale for me.
Flagon of ale and all of the food?
I raise my hand. I say, me too.
All of the food as well.
That's a lot, guys.
Wow.
Hey,
Hungry,
man,
hungry.
fresh fiddle, fresh
Where do y'all
fiddles.
come from that you're so hungry?
North.
North.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are from North.
True.
Wow. Must have been quite a hike.
Oh, he was. Hence the hunger.
Yep. What was it? The town of Harak? Or what was the town we came from?
Only other town north of here is High Rock.
Yep. We came out of Harak.
Wow.
But just, what, a couple of days now?
Well, I'm glad that you made it and you're hungry. I'll get that food going for you. Drinks,
I'll just
flagons, coffee,
Yeah, I'll just take eggs and some potatoes.
eggs and potatoes.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right.
Porridge and sausage.
Porridge and sausage. All right. I'll bring back your food. Just listening here what you got. Pulls out a small parchment. Then just kind of looks towards it, taking notes. Going to be roughly 8 silver pieces.
I'll pull
I
out
got
a
it, guys.
Beat you to it. Ah.
All right. I got the next one.
Ah, thanks. Appreciate it. All right. I'll be right back.
You know, outrunning the giants and fighting the dragons, you work up a good appetite.
Yeah, bet you do. Surprised you're not eating more, Ridge.
I want to see how good the food is first.
Oh, yeah, fair point. I'm not that picky.
Felix, what are you
Is
drinking?
anybody... I was going to ask, is anybody paying attention to us as we talk?
Felix, what are you drinking? You're muted.
Probably coffee with whiskey in it.
Coffee with whiskey in it. You see as Brendan Trelaw, the owner of this establishment, comes back and looks towards you. Refill?
Certainly, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right. Cool. Brendan. Walks back. Goes over to the kitchen, goes to the prep area, kind of turns around to one of the shelving, grabs. Seems to be like a pitcher of coffee, and then a bottle of. Kind of just walks back over and kind of tops you off, filling you up. All right, well, good deal. Just walks off. Doesn't even ask for coin. Scratches the head and just kind of looks around and goes to some other customer and begins to talk. As you look around, looking for anybody that's intent on looking at your conversation, you notice that a couple of the 2 soldiers kind of looked at you as you made your way in, shrugged the shoulders. There is nobody per se that is listening to your conversation. It's just the 2 soldiers, and then the bard was looking at you as you made your way in, and there's a interesting character that caught and looked at you as you made your way in, but no one has actually listening to your conversation. Everyone's really intent in their own conversations. There's a table that are two tables above you. They're currently 2 humans are kind of talking into themselves, and then they're talking over to a dwarf on the other side of the table, and they're kind of pointing at something, a piece of parchment on the table, and kind of having a conversation that way. So everyone is very in depth in what they're doing right now.
So, I noticed outside on the board that there's several missing people in this town. So, we have the dragon that's attacking the dwarves. We have maybe missing people here.
I
Did
mean,
it have any other information besides just missing?
Names and, sketches of the people.
is that not uncommon in a larger place such as this? I mean, people go missing back home all the time, except it's usually like strange beasts out in the woods and whatnot.
It's gonna be a commonality, you know.
It's relatively common for people to just disappear in a city.
But maybe it's not just a coincidence, you know. There was like a similar case in Harak with the Duergar taking people.
Mm-hmm.
Point. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled anyway.
Great.
Where do y'all want to go from here?
Well,
I'm concerned with
Concerned with what?
I'm concerned with the dragon. So at the dwarven town, I feel that may be something connected to us, like the one we did fight, with having the barrier thing.
Well, yeah, that much is a given, but we're not gonna run off and try to slay it right now.
isn't that the one connected to you though, Reg?
I don't know.
Either way, we need to go find some more pieces first.
All I'm saying is that psychic thing is very painful.
What psychic thing?
Oh, you'll know. You'll know when it activates.
Oh, good. That's not ominous at all.
Jill, at this point, has come back and is making runs back and forth. Finally, delivers all the food on these clay platters and metallic platters and plates and silverware as well. Flagons are in clay mugs or actual metal steins. You can see the coffee's there poured into a small cup. The food itself is really just kind of laid out, but it's also served individual as well. And at that point, Jill does a small curtsy. Jill, always call for me if you need me, and I'll be around.
Thank you much, miss.
Thank you.
And immediately kind of moves over to that particular table. So you see Jill is leaning down to one of the humans that is on the left side, this younger human that has beautiful kind of curly blackish hair and green eyes, strong shoulders, and a good physique with this maroon blackish tunic into a makeshift robe. You see that they're kind of whispering to each other and things, and Jill kind of blushes a little bit and then walks off around the bathroom, disappears behind the bar counter and kitchen.
So I don't know what we plan on doing in the town, but there is a greenhouse that I am very curious on checking out if we have time.
Well, I mean, do we have any immediate plans? I was gonna find a market area and see if I can figure out some way of utilizing this dragon hide that we picked up.
I'll join you for that.
All right.
I'll be back. I'll grab my coffee and I'll walk to the bar.
Hey, what are you bumming me for, huh?
I just had some questions real quick about some places noteworthy. Any shops, keeps with particular items, you know, somebody in my forte, and I'll like point at my spell book.
Okay, you're talking to Brendan or the what the barkeeps that's behind here.
Yeah, I'll look at the barkeep behind.
Because I was joking that you bumped into one of the soldiers with your token. You like bumped it. Ah! So this figure, this is a large and tall human male, black, short, wavy hair, and a slight stubble. Eyes are bluish green and sad. Wears a brown leather vest or a long green tucked cloth shirt. Has brown trousers with a brown belt and an heirloom buckle. Black leather boots to the feet. Is a little bit confused when you're talking. Wait, what? Wait, what'd you say?
You know any information on any stores or storefronts that I could go to for, you know, magic items or reading material, like libraries and such?
What's your name?
Motala.
You're not like Okdala? You come from a family? Got a family name?
Probably not one you would know. I'm not
Okay.
from here.
All right. So you're not from here. Well, that's okay. My name's Brendan.
Nice to meet you, Motala.
You're looking for reading. There's a library on the north side of the cathedral. It's a little bit religious, I would say, but they have a variety of things, I imagine. If you're looking to read books, whatnot, it's going to be your library. There's a few bookshops in the Mercer District, but not really anything pertaining to magic, per se. The closest magic shop you're going to find is the Silver Falls Emporium. It has numerous different knick-knack items and certain things. Ran by some cleric that is quite, well, Volvic is, for a better word, eccentric. Beyond that, get your merchants that come through. Obviously, they pitch up at the courtyard, which is now being turned into some sort of encampment for playing Oliver's dwarfs that their home's been destroyed. There's also a trader's district off the northern wall. Traders want to live out there and do whatever business they're doing. Find some items there.
Yeah, that's a tragedy, right? The dwarves and all that. You know anything else about that? About the dragon? I heard it was a silver one.
I haven't heard anything about it. I mean, I get some, as far as refugees, they don't really come in here. A lot of them don't want to spend the coin. I know Strela across the way is putting some up for free, which is nice. They're getting free food up in that encampment up at the courtyard, which is good. I think it's a tragedy, you know. Anybody losing their home like that, a dragon no less. I mean, this city's been underplagued by a white dragon for some time. In fact, attacking patrols, injuring wagons, caravans.
Yeah, I
God,
heard
this-
about that up in Harak, about that white dragon.
Wait, how'd you hear about it up there? What's that got to do with that mining village?
I don't know. They were talking about something. There was an attack there as well. So you know.
There was an attack there?
Yeah, there's a lot of dragon attacks.
Whoa.
That's why I came over here wondering if you knew something. You know,
Why would I know something? I'm an owner of the tavern.
it was an attack about this silver dragon being spoke about. You know, people talk. I just wanted to see if anybody crossed your path saying anything. You know.
Talk, huh? All right. I mean, hopefully find more people that talk.
Never know. Well, thank you for your time. Pass him a silver coin.
Why are you giving me coin?
Your time. Time is money.
Time is money?
Yeah.
Flips the coin up. All right. Well, welcome to Othema. Chuckles.
Anything interesting?
No, not at all. Found a library and a magic plate and a magic shop. Weird cleric. Not really anything else. I asked him about the silver dragon. I feel like this town is kind of family oriented. He asked me if I had a family name. So I don't know how that's gonna be difficult for us. Maybe.
You said there was a magic shop? It was a...
An emporium of some kind.
Huh. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Talthars are the folk that are like in charge of everything around here. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
And like when we were having our little like crazy flashback thing, they was like killing all magic users or something. Y'all remember that? Is there like a law against magic around here that we don't know about? Should we be careful?
DM.
Yeah, what's up?
Knowing that Thea has made port in Alatham a few times because she was on the striker, would she know anything about the laws regarding magic in this general area?
Magic is not outlawed. No.
Okay.
I'm
I think it's
assuming you tell me
fine.
that.
Yeah, I think it's fine. There weren't any problems in Alatham.
Well, that's weird. Wonder why they had to. Yeah.
Brendan now
Was
comes
there-
back to you, Felix. Looks towards your cup. Need another?
No, I think that's good. I don't want to overdo it necessarily.
I think it's. I mean, you might have to. Apparently, Annette points over. I don't know where it went. Talking about some attack on High Rock, White Dragon. And we got 2 dragon attacks. I don't know what's happening. This whole place is going to shit.
Yeah, they were just talking about it, or they saw it.
They were acting like they saw it. They were there. It happened to them.
Oh, who is that?
Like, looks over. Yeah, that one over there. Long table. Points over in that direction, just seeing these sight lines. Bella with it.
Brandon, why give me a bottle of whiskey? No, I'm gonna take it over and introduce myself.
Oh.
I can get the
Alright.
straight from the horse's mouth.
Goes back to the shelf, grabs the bottle you've been kind of nursing, and comes back and slides it over here. Alright. Always pointing out you had your fish with it. I think the name was Thala. Yeah, come from any family or something. Good luck with that.
All right, thanks, bud. I'll make my way over. And I'll kind of time it for when there is break in the conversation.
As you make your way
Yeah, if
over.
I see somebody approach, I'm keeping an eye on them.
So you see as Felix is approaching in the break of the conversation, carrying this whiskey bottle. We're going to get to the description of your character in just a second. As this human actually comes back with frivoled hair, is putting the tunic together very haphazardly back into buttons that has, and kind of smooth their hair over, and they begin to take a deep breath and walk back to the table. Nearly bumping into you, Felix, not even seeing you in the path of walking.
Oh, no, excuse me.
Just kind of approaches. Oh, I didn't see you there.
No, it's all right.
Are you sure?
I'm not elaborately dressed or anything.
Oh, I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, you couldn't.
Oh, all right. Well, sorry. I'll see you around, yeah.
All right,
Flustered continues to make way back to the table.
jackass.
Okay. Break of the conversation continues. At least Thea's just looking at your direction. Go ahead and go for your. What does your character look like at this point?
Sure. You guys see walking towards you a 3-foot-tall goblin, green skin, black stubbled beard. You can see gray eyes, elegantly dressed. You can see in a buttoned-up red vest, black pants, and tight boots, a beautiful leather duster on the outside, black with white and red trim, and you can see a wide-brimmed hat with a small feather red sticking out the top of it. On his hip is a rapier, and you can see elegantly in the center, almost like where a tie would be, a red gemstone of some sort seems to be tucked on top of, wrapped around his button-up shirt. Also,
Incoming.
a bottle of whiskey.
Reg will look over at Felix, and then look over at Thea, and whisper very low. I know we've been traveling along, but do y'all see the flamboyant goblin thing?
Yes, I've been watching him since he started walking over here.
He's dressed pretty nice. Those are fancy clothes, Joe.
Is that what that is?
That's
That is
fancy
If I
clothes.
saw something like
Fancy
that back
clothes.
home, it means that they ran women,
Eh,
especially with a feather in his hat.
it means that here sometimes too.
Fair enough.
Reg will wave over to Felix to join at the table.
Well, thank you, friend. I heard that you guys were enjoying a good breakfast, and I figured I'd bring over a beverage. Mind if I sit there?
Help yourself.
All right. Who needs a topper?
I'll take one.
Still working
Or
on my
whatever cup
thing.
he's got.
It's
Not
pretty
looking to
early.
see what he has in the cup beforehand. Just pour it directly into a whiskey, directly into whatever drink he's drinking.
And Joe is just fine with that.
What's your name?
Right. Introductions. I am Felix Fennicus at your service, and I heard one of you, or maybe more of you, have you saw a dragon attack in Harak. Is that correct?
Killed
Reg,
it.
what? Reg, when?
You killed it.
Ripped his throat out.
Oh, you're the one I heard about.
He is just poking her finger into the middle of her forehead, because even she can't keep it together at this point.
Are you that druid that we've been talking about? That bear dragon slayer?
Druid? No, he's just our gardener, man. He likes to put on airs and tell tall tales for fun, especially to strangers you'd never met. No, we was just
He's very
helping a miner
tired.
out up there.
Uh-huh.
Now we saw.
Why did I have
Druid-
the man speak for himself? That's a little weird that you answered for him, isn't it?
Well, he's a little slow sometimes, you know.
Oh no, he seems pretty smart. Do you have something against small people? Is that what it is?
Was I talking down to you? No, it was not. So why would you draw that?
Oh,
distinction?
talking down to me, huh? I like that. So,
Oh, you don't like hypotheticals either, huh?
It's a short thing. Let's not stray away from height. Release the tension. We've seen a dragon attack. Yes, we've seen the white dragon. It propelled itself into a building. Have you seen the silver dragon?
well, incredible. And you survived such a thing. You were in the building.
See anything about us being in?
Oh,
the
I
building?
wasn't in the building. I just watched it
Oh,
happen.
you were outside the building and you watched it and stood by while people died. Is that correct?
Oh,
Who said
no,
we
I'm
gonna
just
run
gonna take
headlong
some
into a
notes.
dragon attack? Wait, hold on a second.
I actually made sure no one died.
Oh, that's so you did what to do that?
Why exactly are you asking all these questions?
Oh,
I've been interrogating you.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is so rude of me. I'm a storyteller, and I just want to get the story right.
I remember the press.
A storyteller. Are you gonna sing our praises around town?
Never. I can't sing worth a nickel.
Retro shrug. I didn't see the dragon attack the tavern. I was chasing down someone else. But
A different dragon. Whoa,
I'm going
you
to
guys
kick
come
Reg
across
in
a
the
lot
shin.
of dragons.
I'm kicking Reg in the shin.
Yeah, there was a whole fleet of them. We ended up taming every single one. Had our own little flying diorama in the sky, and then we took up 3 other continents, and now we ruled with an iron fist. Thank you very much.
It really was a sight to behold.
It was pretty amazing. It
Oh,
only made
I get
dolphins
it.
walk.
You guys pretend to be important. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yep,
I
that's
had
the
the wrong
idea.
people.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
why don't y'all?
Reg, in a
Think I-
city, you don't tell people things.
But
You
that's
were
what
talking
happened.
He gave us his last name. I just said something about last names, and he introduced himself with a very precocious last name.
I'm gonna make a suggestion to you, Athala. Pick a name and remember it.
Yeah,
Everyone has family names.
I mean, I kind of
Not everyone.
cover, but oh well. Still though, yeah, Thea's right. Look, Thala's right.
Thank you.
We don't need to go blabbing all of our personal details around, especially in a place like this. I mean, the less people
less
who
you
know
talk,
we are,
the better.
Probably the better.
The less you talk, the better.
Who knows,
I
that
don't-
crazy wizard might have compatriots or something that are out hunting us. We don't know.
I still liked his attire. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Oh, he was a
pretty
snappy
nice.
dress for sure.
It's pretty
But
nice.
was kind of rude.
I don't see any reason to be rude or lie
You don't
about
have to
what
be
happened.
rude or lie. Just don't offer things up.
I just feel like it was suspicious. He was prying so eagerly about the dragon, you know, and I asked him questions twice and he did not answer them. So it was just a bit suspicious is all.
Just a bit. Keep our eye out for that guy, yeah?
I think he's trouble per se. I just think he's like a
Yeah,
watchful
I think he's
eye.
probably trouble.
He's either trouble or nosy, and either one of those
Yeah,
is not
Which
good
means
for us.
trouble. You notice everybody else is just kind of paying us no mind.
Brennan!
Wait, what? Oh, hey, what's up?
I don't know what you talk about. Those people are assholes.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. That's right. Tell me about this attack. He's looking for magical items. Got apparently a large amount of coins. Looking for books, history books, religious books, magical books. Just going on.
It's so weird because they were telling me that they took over a couple continents. They slew a fleet of dragons, and then another one is saying that nothing happened, and then they called the dwarfs slow. And I mean, that's at this, in these days, calling out dwarfs like that. That's whew.
Yeah, you don't say shit like that.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you say that in the wrong part of the city, that clan's gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Ooh, out of character. It's important for me to know. Is it okay if I swear or not?
Oh, is it okay to swear? Yeah, I think there's no problems with swearing, right?
Okay. Well, good. And he swears a lot, so.
Yeah, I swear all the time. I mean, I think it's fine.
Yeah, well, whatever. They're fucking awesome. I have to find, those people that actually killed that dragon. I gotta tell their story. So.
So you're saying they actually killed the dragon?
No, they're making up some bullshit, and they hate dwarfs or something like that. I think they hate all short people.
So they're racist.
Apparently.
Wow. Who knew? Oh well.
I would poison their food if you can.
Shit. No shit. All right. Well, I got some
I'm
things to do.
kidding. He doesn't poison people's food.
Do you need anything else? You good?
No, just say keep your ear out. If you hear I think they're coming this way. The people that fought that dragon. If you hear about them, you find like not like those jokesters, but the real ones.
Oh, the real
point 'em
ones
out when
too.
Yes.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll point him out to you. What's your name again?
All right. Felix. Been here for a couple days. Thanks, asshole. You know what? I don't even feel like paying my tab now.
Whoa. Come on. Don't treat me like this. Don't treat me like this.
You're right. I should admit the one a little bit dirty had a bow on his back. He said he's gonna cover my tab. So.
Oh, the one that's dirty has a bow in the back. I see. Gonna pay your tab.
Yeah, he said he's got it.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yep. Doesn't know that you're lying, so you're gonna just persuade this. Right? Yeah. I'll let him know. Hey, Joe, you back yet from your break? Joe comes back out, fixing the dress and the hair, putting it together with a comb. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, why don't you go take Felix's tab, which is here, reaches behind the counter, from the shelf, pulls out a piece of paper and hands it over. Take over some dirty with the bow over there at the table you've been serving. All right, yeah. All right, sits back in the kitchen. Joe holds it. And just kind of waltzes over. Pockets it. Do you all need any drinks? Refills?
I'm fine. Need some help with your hair?
No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Blushes a little
Yeah, how disheveled does she look?
On the scale of 1 to 10, solid 7.
Solid 7. Got it. So not that great then, huh?
No refills then? Everyone's good at the table?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah, I think I'm fine. We got a lot of food here.
Okay. Is there I see you with the bow. What's your name?
It'd be Dirty Joe.
Oh, okay. I have this for you. This is a tab. It looks like for you to pay up. Slides it over. It's a laundry list of items. It equates roughly out to 37 gold pieces.
This is not what I ordered.
Oh no! I was told by Brendan. He owns. I was told that you were going to pay this tab for Felix at the bar.
Oh.
A friend of yours, I imagine.
Is that
Is
right?
he still here?
Do you know where he's lodging by any chance? I have been meaning to pay him a visit.
Looks like what? I'm sorry. I'm very confused right now. Is Felix is at the bar? I believe I saw. Brendan was pointing to. Sorry. What was everyone else saying?
I was asking if you know where he's lodging thereabouts.
Oh, I've seen come and go from the windows. It seems like staying over at the Stormy Inn.
Oh, good. All right. I'm gonna go discuss this with him. Thanks for bringing it to my attention.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. How's the food? Everyone good? Oh,
That was delicious.
It was great.
Delicious.
Wonderful.
Dirty Joe, you don't see Felix because Felix is actually invisible right now.
Oh. Okay, well, she mentioned bar, so I'm gonna walk over to the bar.
Oh, good. Okay. Where are you? Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, Jill,
yes.
do you know how to get to the greenhouse houses from here?
Oh, the easiest way is just to make your way back to the main road, a couple blocks south from here, and then head west to the Holy District. And you can round around over to the greenhouses, or you can go through and get a sight of the Sun Tree. It's something of great note. Everyone comes here for it. It's very beautiful. But the greenhouses, you can't miss them. It's just 7-8 blocks past the cemetery, and it occupies a large amount of ground there.
The sun trees?
Yes.
What is this?
Well, those who worship Halor, myself, it is, I believe it is an avatar of Palor's divine might. And to some, it actually talks to them, I've heard.
Can anyone go visit the tree?
Of course, the cathedral is open to the public, and you can go up. Anybody is free to touch it. It is a place of peace and inclusion.
Frag will look at there. Can we go visit the tree?
We can go visit the tree.
We should. It's in the Holy District. That's where the library is at. I think we should all go.
Felix, what's your passive perception as you pass by the table? Top side there.
13.
As you pass by the table on the top side there, it becomes apparent that the conversation is particularly about the crypt. You see that Crispa is actually the crypt keeper upon the conversation and talking. It seems that there is an exchange of the actual older human is discussing potential inventory, so items such as not necessarily tools, but materials such as like stone, like how many pounds of stone, right? We need this much brick and things, and is essentially working with Crespa on that conversation. They're just kind of going about a material list here as they're going back and forth, noting the colorations of the older human and seeing they're in a beautiful kind of silk and cloth garb with some wool shoulder pads. They actually have a symbol, a guild symbol upon there, which is kind of an open book with a quill that goes across at a sideways glance. And the kind of matching attire now, seeing the other human that bumped into you and noting them, they actually have the same kind of colorations of clothes, just a little bit different. And is not really in tuned into the conversation, it's just staring at Jill right now. It's just like that.
Right. Continue to move on.
I was gonna ask, did I see Felix leave? Because I was actively looking for him.
No, because the actual bathroom blocked your line of sight.
So I'm inquiring about him at the bar. Hey, y'all seen Felix? He was just here.
Who the hell are you talking about? Huh?
Felix, the
The
green
hell?
feller.
The hell is
Says-
that green fella? I don't want to see nothing. No, I don't want to see nothing green. Not from you.
I mean, nor do I. No, some jackass that I done never met before. He tried to stiff me with his bill.
Oh, Stiff, I want nothing part of this. Drinks quickly. Oh, I have to go. Walks the cane.
Well, you've been an absolute delight.
Sick fucking bastards. I shouldn't have come to this tavern. Hit the Zell's flag next time. Ugh. Turn to the person on the other side. See, has a kind of some tools, different kind of things. Seems to be maybe a shop person, right? Hammer and other sorts. It's just drinking a hard, stiff stein of some stout. Human, black hair, just kind of sips and just looks towards you. Yeah, great fella. I'm sitting right there. Right where you're sitting.
So I'm taking this as not Felix.
It's not Felix.
Yeah, no, that not the green feller I'm looking for. This one has some fancy clothes on and a feather in his hat.
Where's it going? I'll tell you where it went.
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again.
For some coin, I'll tell you where it went.
How much?
Yeah, call it 5 silver.
Be alright.
Yeah,
Hand him 5 silver.
pleasure. Yeah, it went that way. Points out for the tavern.
At the front door?
Yep.
Right, well, thank you for your time. I'm gonna go see if I can find it.
Where's Joe? going?
Joe.
Oh, it's I'm trying to find that Felix character. Some guy at the bar said he went out front.
He didn't leave.
No?
No.
Oh. So, that guy was also a dirty cheating bastard. That seems to be going around like a plague around here.
Welcome to the
No.
city.
Let's go to the Holy District. Maybe it's more kinder.
Sure. Are we all done?
I suppose so. Do we just forget we ever saw this bill?
Do you want to just leave it here, or do you want to pay it? It's up
I
to
don't
you.
want to pay it. I mean, is that asshole's bill? I mean, what's her face? The waitress said he was like staying across the way. So we just leave this on the table. Maybe drag his ass back when we see him next. Maybe in line for the bathroom or something. Oh yeah, hey, that bath should be ready by now. That's I leave our particular tab and gold on the table, and yeah, gonna go back to the inn.
Yeah, before I leave, I'd like to use my eye for detail to do a last scan of the bar area.
Okay.
That's a perception check.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a perception check.
Nope.
Well, don't see anything here as you're looking towards the bar. You're scanning about. You do see, though, that the younger human, the conversation, Jill kind of passes by, looking in the direction of Jill, then looks back over to you and locks eyes for a split second. Just smiles at you.
I'm gonna give him my sweetest smile back. How old does he look?
Looks to be roughly 23 years old.
I'm gonna tilt my head a little, shyly tuck my hair behind my ear, and leave.
Continues back in the conversation they're having, the three of them. All right, so you all begin to leave the tavern.
I'll be the last one to leave. While everybody leaves, I'll fumble through my gold, take out 37, put it on the table, and then I'll just whisper, "I'll find that goblin."
So you passing outside, going across the way here, Dirty Joe. You see Strella's reading the book. There's some couple people coming in and out of the rooms. Dwarfs in particular, right? They're just kind of looking towards them. They seem to be headed out in the direction of the tavern, potentially get food or whatnot. As you come into this space, looks towards you. Oh, your bath is ready for you. Right back here. Kind of
Perfect timing.
and motions down, pulls kind of this from a shelving unit that's there above, right? Kind of grabs certain things like little not potions, but oils and perfumes and soaps and certain things. Begins to kind of hold them out and looks towards. Well, have fun. Hops out.
Certainly. Oh, hey, how's the reading going?
It's going quite well. It's very exciting.
I might have to borrow that from you.
Maybe when I'm done. By
Sure.
tonight. Noting that they will actually finish this 70-page book by the night.
I see that Regmore's walking away, and I'm gonna call out to him.
Are you trying
Can
to
you
go
just-
to the? Are you trying to go to the Sentry, Rigmore?
Maybe.
Other way.
Reg.
It's this way.
Also, it'd be polite to wait for Joe.
I can just use magic and clean him. I don't know why he insists on a bath right now.
Who doesn't like baths?
But he's in a bath. I want to talk to the dwarves.
It's not gonna take him very long. The dwarves will still be there.
Are you impugning my sense of hygiene? I'll have you know that I luxuriate for hours in the bath, as Dirty Joe does.
I always pictured him as a cat. No, afraid of water.
Dirty Joe gets very lonely on these long nights.
Are the doors to the inn just open? Like wide open? By the way?
The doors of the inn are open. You see Strella's just kind of holding the chill from the wind, kind of hobbles over and points to the doors and just
Were they closed before though? When
Yeah,
Joe-
did I see them open?
they were closed before Dirty Joe had opened.
Okay, he didn't shut them. Got it.
Okay.
Reg,
Now, Joe, out of thin air, you hear. Yeah, don't be alarmed.
I was wondering when you were gonna show up. Show yourself, miscreant. And don't stiff me with your goddamn bar tabs ever again.
Oh, you didn't pay it. Your friend did.
He paid it? I specifically told him not to.
Yeah, some people are more generous than others.
Yeah, apparently so. Alright, so why are you, trying to steal glances at my junk while I am declothed? I mean, I'm flattered and all, but you
I
are very
can't
much
see
not
over the
my type.
bathtub, so you can flatter yourself all you want. You are a handsome-looking man, but I feel like we got off on the wrong foot there, and I realize this is probably not a better foot, but I feel like you weren't being honest with me, and I don't like that.
Being honest with you, you didn't answer a single question we asked you. And you were like really drilling down hard into something that is honestly none of your business. I mean, what we're doing here is kind of our own thing. And whether we're running errands or whether we're like trying to take over the continent or something makes no difference.
Well, that was the weird thing, because you said you're trying to take over the continent, and that is I don't know if I agree with that. That's not my business, because that would involve
Mike.
killing a whole bunch of people to do.
Do you believe everybody that says they're trying to take over the world? I was not being, serious.
Well, I ran into this, crazy person the other day. He said he needed to track down somebody, get a dragon egg. He was going to take over the world. It's happened more than once this week. So
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my point. Crazy people saying crazy things is kind of commonplace, and honestly, most of the time, I doubt they're being sincere. Seems odd that I'm lecturing you, what I assume is like a city folk, on people not always, taking things at face value and whatnot.
okay, all right. I am sorry. I'm looking for people that are called chosen ones, but I guess this ain't it. So I'm sorry. Here's your gold back. Oh no, I'll pay you. I'll pay your fan on the way out. You enjoy your bath.
All right, yeah, certainly will. Thank you. What a weirdo, man.
Thanks, Rella.
No worries. Wait, what? What? We're getting
You're here. Hey, thanks for covering this, and I'll toss him the little coin purse with 37 gold in it.
Oh, it's you. How are you in there?
What do you mean?
Never
I was in
mind.
there all that.
I apologize for all the secrecy. You know, we're new here. We don't want any trouble. That's all.
Oh, that's all right. You should talk to your friend about it. I was in there taking a bath, and he intruded on my privacy.
He intruded on your
Insight
bath.
check. Is he lying?
Right, insight
Yep.
to see if they're lying. I
Yeah.
mean, body posture wise, I can tell you that they are. It seems, if I'm mistaken, David here, that you are kind of moving with some bravado. You're talking in quite of a quick pace and a quick fashion, but they're not stepping over their words at all. There's nothing telling you. It tells that they're kind of coming to. They are lying. They seem to be of coming from honest value.
I was basing it based on what I know of Joe, and Joe wouldn't intrude on somebody. So he said that Joe intruded on him. So I'm determining if he was lying about that.
I suppose. I mean, technically, I suppose yes. I mean, that would be a lie because, but it's coming from a position of was Felix in the bathroom first, and that Dirty Joe walked in on them and then started taking a bath. I suppose it's between it's you, David. Is Felix lying here with that statement? Or is that...
He's clearly lying, but I'll roll against it. But
yeah, I mean, if you want to roll against it here, you can.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20, so.
Yeah.
So I could have beat it if I rolled higher, but
I'll probably say obviously honest value, honest stock here with the words that they're kind of saying, and maybe you're able to trip and find with the nat 20 through some of the language, a little bit of trip of the word, right? Kind of maybe a little bit of stutter, maybe just a quick to the slow pace is able to catch off. But body posture wise, they are solid. They're not seeing any sort of ticks or any sort of motions with their body, hand gestures and everything. It seems that if they see what you're telling is that they could be lying, and then if they are lying, they are very good at it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
well, thank you.
Can I ask you a question? Will you answer it?
I'll give you the answer for sure.
All right. Are you from the city?
No, but I've been here a little while.
Yeah. How long you been here for?
A while. What?
I don't know. Out of game. Out of character. You said that your character has the gem on a pendant of some sorts.
It does not match the redstone on his necklace does not match your dragonstones by any means.
Okay.
It just looks like a red. It looks like a red ruby.
Okay. All right. Well,
Do you need showing around? You look like you're newbies, tourists.
we're actually trying to head to the Holy District. If you can help us out, as long as you don't try to, leave any more bills.
Oh no, that was the only bill I had, and I was just really just testing your character to see if you'd pay it or not.
Yeah, Joe's a little suspicious about people that are don't judge him too much on it.
I don't know. You guys seem to have a lot of different stories at the same time, so just trying to figure out if you're the people I'm looking for or not.
We're just a group of wanderers, man.
Who are the people you're looking for? Maybe we know them.
Well, I had heard that there was a dragon slain recently, and there was some people coming from Harak that had done it. I was looking for them, and I thought that might have been you, according to your friend over there, the fine gentleman with gorgeous beard you have over there. But then the rest of you started throwing different things around. So maybe not. Maybe you're just, I don't know, civilians. Is that what it is?
No,
Traitors.
Awesome.
Friends,
That's
how
awesome.
did you hear about a dragon being slain?
I'm a trader of stories. I tell stories. I listen to stories.
It was Wolf Sing Wolf Song, wasn't it?
No, how did I hear about it, Michael?
How'd you hear about it?
I know how, but have I heard anything recently in the city about what they had just done?
Yeah, you heard a particular character talking about it. This character was in the description. As far as I'm not going to reiterate the description of this character, but if we were to describe it, this would be Zell.
Right. So this guy, I don't know, young kid. He came in. He said he single-handedly slayed this dragon. He had some peons that served him. He said he was in pursuit of somebody and needed horses or something. I pointed him towards the stables. He said he was going to go track down a dragon egg. Seemed real crazy fellow, but
That was Zell.
Fucking Zell.
I'm glad he
I'm
made it
looking
here.
directly at Mr. Felix, and I just say, I am going to kill him when I see him next.
oh well.
And I'm talking
I don't think you can.
to
This guy
who's right
made
next
it seem like he was a very powerful wizard. I don't think he can handle it. So
Zell the Dragon Slayer.
I mean, if you guys aren't, you're not adventurers. You I don't know what you are. Potters or something like that. I don't think you could handle that.
Yes,
He
potters.
he looked really dangerous.
He looked really
Is
dangerous.
somebody leave their child in the alleyway? What is going on over here?
I have a very angry baby.
Oh, angry baby.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna kill him.
yeah, great. And you
I pray
too?
not kill me.
Not you.
him.
Not you.
I literally have nothing against you. I just know your name.
No, of course I. Felix Fenicus. Everybody here knows my name. Right, Greg?
Mm.
What? Yeah.
I don't know, his name's not Greg, but
I see how
he's drunk
popular you
enough.
are.
So.
Clearly.
So you would be the perfect person then to show us around town. You did offer.
Oh yeah, sure. I'd be happy to. In exchange, if you happen across these people that killed this dragon, if you could point them in my way or vice versa, I'd be greatly appreciated.
But there's two standing right next to you.
I'm sorry, friend. I'd like to believe you, but your other friend said that you're slow. Is that right?
No.
Greg is the opposite of slow.
Yeah, should we just? I could just do this easy. I don't even have to talk to him. I know you're concerned about words. I don't even have to talk to him.
Talk to him then.
Bathtub's open if anybody wants to take a dip.
Joe.
Oh, you're still here?
I'm going to pull a ribbon out of my head, and I'm going to hand it to Felix.
No. Wait, what?
You want to know the truth?
You want to know the truth? You grab this ribbon.
What I got to do with it?
You put it onto your forehead.
Okay.
And he'll instantly get the memories of the battle with Ithrin.
Oh shit! You're. Are you okay? You look like you got really messed up there.
Emotionally, no. But
Wait, guys, what are we telling him? I thought we did.
Yeah,
We
we have-
decided to let him in.
he knows
Let
that.
it. Ugh.
Yeah. He's going to show us around town, though.
Easy now. Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all. And now he knows that we're very interesting people. Guys, and I don't care if you overhear this. I don't think I like this guy. He seems awfully suspicious, and, yeah, I don't know, man. Something about him ain't quite right.
Well, I know. I also don't like this guy Joe, but I get he's part of your group. But you should have heard the things he was saying about you all.
As if. He also seems to lie like a fire hose.
Oh, yes. Don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, we're learning.
That is offensive.
I don't believe a word that comes out of anyone's mouth, so.
Well, it looks like it's just me and you, Red.
To the holy tree. You know where the greenhouse is, right? You know where the greenhouses are?
So
Is somebody strangling a baby? Oh my god, I was gonna wait for that noise.
So loud. It's crazy.
What angry baby. Oh, man.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take you over to the Sundry. Yeah, I know all the people there.
Okay. Headed on to the Sundry. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So, you're heading down courtesy of the directions, as well as, from something you've communicated. I just feel like you've been about the space, you know where the Sentry is. You can't miss it, right? It's in the center of the city. You just walk anywhere, and eventually you're going to get to it pretty much. So you go off.
So it's in the center of the city. You just walk anywhere. You're eventually going to get to it.
Walking to the west, as you do, you're kind of running into crowds. There's traders now upon the actual road here on the western side. As you come to another main road, which is eventually connect to the road to the south that you once were on. You begin to head in that direction. Eventually, you round that corner, and then you get there. Horse traffic around you. A couple chickens, right, bucking and things, and there's people trying to hand off certain livestock and things. And it's a city, and then you're just, enjoying, right? People are kind of looking towards you in the direction, kind of suspecting, smoking pipes, just going about their business. There's people kind of walking in. There's patrols of soldiers as well that are making their way around the streets, and they're kind of clearing the path as people are giving them space and whatnot. Eventually you come into the actual holy district here, and that's where the structures themselves get quite pristine. The structures that are inside of the walled area of the plateau of the holy district here that are around the Sentry Cathedral are for specific purposes. They're either noble estates that they have owned and procured, and they have investments, things that are tied in with the actual Sentry and the Lord Down Valor, or they're the Library of Light, a large kind of oval dome structure that houses a great number of books and then has an underground area of actual kind of for private collections, right? And so there's actually vaults and things down there. There's a tavern, the Zelsflagon, which is higher class than the Mountainside Tavern. There's it's 2-story structure. Rooms are above, plentiful there, as the room has a vacancy sign that's put to that. Now, the actual courtyard that's in front of the Sentry Cathedral is full of tan canopy tents. There's pots and fires and there's just a plethora of dwarfs there, some of which are on cots, some are laying down flat onto the cobbled road. There's paladins, there's clerics, priests are healing them currently, treating to their wounds. There's cooks there from the actual keep that are making food, handing it off in these large kind of food lines. And in general, there's just a lot of chaos that's happening in this particular area. So, as you set your eyes onto the Sentry Cathedral, you have to go around and enter in from the western side. You can see, though, from this massive structure here, that there is a level of detail to this place that is almost perfect, right? This large cathedral that is built around, it's made from stone with a vaulted 70-foot wooden rafters. Large stained glass windows surround the structure in their mosaic pattern, providing light and also some sort of, a little bit of nostalgia privacy. You can't particularly peer in and see everything that's inside there. Each of these windows have a passage or a significance to Palor scripture. So they actually have rites in Celestial written upon them, colorations and things. The cathedral is designed to have the Sentry above anything else. So as you come up here rounding around, you can see that the windows, right, are not going to be available to you here. There's a couple different banner soldiers, I should say, that are sitting by some candles with these like lamp-like candles with bronze kind of accents and things, statues over top, dedicating themselves to giving towards the peace, giving towards the innocent, and to the Sentry itself, offering some of them bowls as they droop down. You see that the bowls actually are full of coin. They have copper pieces and silver. It's a similar fashion to, if you've ever been to a religious mass of sorts, you pass around a basket, you give coin, right? Kind of giving back to the church. And that's what these two statues are. And they're on the outside of the cathedral, noting the safety and protection of the city to even have coin just sitting out in the open. The guards themselves are braced on either side of a large and grand double wooden door, 10 feet wide, 14 feet in height, massive with these accent of bronze, circular like handles you can pull and do. They have pocket windows, 2 of them that are metal etched and stained glass as well. They appear to be heavy and thick. Upon coming up to this space, immediately you see one of the soldiers kind of turn and look and kind of push the door open. The other one helps, and they kind of stand by and kind of shake their heads. Oh, welcome, enjoy. The door opens for you, letting you go in.
On the way over, Felix would have been narrating everything that Michael just did, pointing it out to you.
I love it. Coming into the cathedral here, as you begin to embrace, you see that the sun tree in its space is positioned above everything else. Right, everything that you, as soon as you come in, everything is above you, leading towards it. 2 sunken areas to your left and right lead to smaller section off areas, potentially for private communing or telling about, your going through religious rites for the common folk in certain things. Services of the priest, or if you need healing, cures and things. That's what these rooms might be for, priests and things that are in there to help you. There are 4 spiralized staircases that descend around these celestial rune-covered pillars that protrude up to the 70-foot wooden rafter ceiling. Pristine, almost Sistine-like chapel, as you can see that there is a painting, a stretching that goes completely across, signifying the actual avatars of Pelor. A large amorphous celestial-like light frame. There's another human that's kind of holding out a sword, wearing plate armor like a paladin-type individual. And so there's a history to these mosaic paintings. They're beautiful and crafted. And you're almost wondering, how the heck do they do that? That is high up there, right? So you see pews, right? There's benches that are in here made of wood, white marbling across the space. And then this tree. This tree protrudes upwards to the 70 feet just below. It's made of this white bark, and it has a slight glow to the white bark. And you notice there is these sun tree priests, they're actually taking time here, and they're tending to the tree on ladders. They're actually looking at certain things. This tree does not bud, does not have leaves. It's leafless, and it's just essentially, this just white bark kind of mass and this bramble of branches and things. A stone altar sits. There is a priestess that actually is covered with a different kind of, I would say, robe as it comes across, right? You can see that. It has more accents of gold, a large, massive symbol of Pelor, a golden crest that sits across the neck. They also have different vestments that come across. A vestment is like kind of like a shawl that comes over the shoulders. It's different colorations, different notes, noting them. There's also a badge that sits up on one of the actual chest region there. The Sun Tree Cathedral here doesn't have a lot of people in it, right? They're keeping themselves solemn, quiet. They're kneeling down. They're praying. There's a couple of paladins that are in here that are kind of talking and interjecting to themselves. But all in all, it's very peaceful. There's incense burning within these kind of placeholders upon each of the stone railing metal posts, stone posts, and then the candles themselves giving off faint and almost kind of dim mood lighting about the space. So there's a lot of smoke around. There's a bowl of water in front of you, holy water, that can be used if necessary. Now, as you can see, Lucas, your character's in here. Your character is inside of the Sun Tree Cathedral. You are praying, Pelor. You are looking for advice, suggestions from your deity, as you do not want to go to war. And you're trying to find a way that you might be able to talk with your mother about, about what to do. How do I tell my mother that I don't want to follow and I don't want to do that? And you're at a crossroads of sorts. That this message just a week ago has gone out that they're calling for the Lord's banner of paladins, right, to begin to assemble themselves for war. And that the same thing had came out for soldiers within Fort Frostbeard, which you have actually unlisted. You're not a part of that. And so you're at this stage of you're just kind of praying and sitting down and embracing yourself. So we're going to go right to your character description, as we can get that kind of there out of the way, as there's not that many people in here. You'll be able to see pretty much everyone as you come into the space. So the paladins are dressed with the floral surcoat, the armor and things. What is your character looking like?
So my character is going to be about average size, around 5'8", human, with blonde hair, kind of flowing back like that. They're going to be in their early 20s, wearing full plate armor, and with a long sword at their hip. Or they'll probably have it set down, along the bench. But
Anything else you want to add to that?
not much else that you can see from a distance. Maybe you could see more if you got closer.
See more if you got close. Okay, that sounds good. I like it. So you all come into the space.
Sarah, nice to see you guys again. Anyways, well, that's where the sun tree is, and you'll find the priestess Ravina. Looks like she's preparing something over there. So, yep, there you go.
Can I take this holy water? Is this free?
I mean, yeah, I think maybe yes.
I'll turn to the guard. Is the holy water free?
I suppose you can take it if you want.
Oh,
I didn't believe me, anime.
I'm gonna take a water skin and fill it up with holy water.
Okay. You fill it up with holy water. As you do, the actual water inside the bowl begins to refill.
Oh, that's amazing.
Never seen anything like this before. How
This is
big and
great.
shiny everything is. Oh wait, hey, Othala.
What's up?
Could I get one of them like magic memory ribbon things you got? I want to be able to show my family back home this crazy ass building.
Let me see real quick. I'm sorry, Joe, that kind of only lasts less than a day.
Oh, right.
I mean, we can always visit your family, and I can show them all the things that we see.
Oh yeah, sure. By all means.
Yeah.
He's just, man, have you ever seen something like this? Well, I mean, you've been to fancy places before, I'm sure you have, but no, this is the first for me. Man, this place is amazing.
It kind of reminds me of my home.
Leaving a place like this? How damn use a fancy pants?
Not anymore.
Oh, well. Ooh, I wonder if they got any snacks.
I'm casually following behind Felix, looking around, looking at the people, but that's basically it.
Okay.
Good morning, Priestess Ravine. Do you have a moment?
I have a moment for all that hear the words of Palin, their holy light.
Oh yes. Well, I have some potters that would like to make pilgrimage and see the sun tree if they can.
Let's see. Of course, all are welcome to see the sun tree, touch upon its bark. Note.
All of you are welcome to touch the sun tree, she says.
Yes. It hasn't spoken in quite a long time, so do not fret. No, nothing. Answer comes to you in your conversation with the tree.
Wait, hold on. Am I hearing that right? You have a talking tree here? Whoa.
It's not simply a tree, but it is believed to be an avatar of one of Valor's earliest forms of life.
Oh. What's his favorite color?
We hear that worship Halor undying with our faith, do not dwell in such mediocrity.
Go poke the tree.
So you're going up to the tree and you poke it?
You hear me in there?
Are you touching it?
Yes.
Okay, so you poke the tree and touch as you do, the bark itself begins to glow a little bit of white light. You feel a little tickle on your finger. You hear a voice. Oh, hello there!
Fucking tree. Whoa. Hey, what's your favorite color?
I don't know. White!
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't look very good on linen. Where's the best place to get crafting supplies around town?
I don't know.
Well, okay, thank you very much. Hey, guys. The tree said its favorite color was white.
It spoke to you?
Yeah.
I have to try this out.
It speaks to all those that are worthy.
Worthy, huh?
This Valria is hearing the conversation, looks as Nalathala makes way towards the tree.
I touch the bark.
You touch the bark, it begins to glow. Your voice deep within your mind. Oh, hi!
Definitely not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
More of a, I don't know, like a deity voice. Echoing, I don't know, booming voice. This is nice, though. What's your name?
A name?
Yeah, it can't just be Suntree.
That's what everyone calls me, so that's what it is.
How old are you?
I don't know.
What do you know?
It's a good question.
All right, bye, Suntree.
Oh, bye.
It's cool. It just has no information. I'd
It
rather
did.
the library.
Are
you had his favorite color.
to the sun tree?
Yeah, it said its favorite color was white.
Yeah, it said his
Weird
name
that
was
you guys
Suntree.
didn't know that.
He doesn't know its age.
I mean, you did say you had a talking tree here, and you're acting all surprised that it's talking.
Sun tree
we
hasn't
missing something
spoken
here?
with anybody in several years.
Oh, well, you know, everybody has a sabbatical every now and then.
How long is several years?
It's an extremely long time for the sun tree to grow dormant. We have been troubled by this. Let me feel your hand.
Okay.
Hand from either side of your hand. Looks over to Othala. Does the same thing. See now that Valria is very thin, has a light green eyes, pale complexion. The hair is actually white. Flows to the back, a single braided ponytail. It seems relatively old. You're noticing wrinkles across the face as well. And so you're having an idea this person is very experienced, perhaps. And just grabbing the hands and putting it over yours kind of pulls back. By Palor's divine right. Turns and looks towards the tree. I'm curious as to why it spoke to you both.
Oh, you're the expert.
I may be an expert in matters, but when it comes to the sun tree, it is always welcome to broaden your scope and allow all to enter in. Are you related? Is there a connection to Palor that I do not know?
Never met him. Hey.
I don't have any connection with Palor. Is this written somewhere or something? Like a...
Yeah, excuse me, Mr. Athala. Perhaps your recent activities might be connected to this in some way.
Possibly, but I don't want to jump to conclusions, Felix. Sure. Would being in contact with magical creatures have anything to do with that?
I don't know. I'm not well versed in magical beasts and creations. Could be possible that something that they left upon you is enough for the Sun Tree to recognize and begin to talk once more.
Do you know who was the last one to make a connection with the Sun Tree?
It was me. We had a pleasant conversation. I spoke about the weather and the world and the current events. Sun Tree has not a memory that we have. It does not sit within a short to even long term. But out of the information that we tell it, it grows wise and seems to understand complexities where we might find them difficult. They find it simple. I do seek that if this connection, somehow that you are able to talk to this tree, is true, I would like you would return this evening. I would like to perform a rite to see if I can pinpoint the source of why.
Yeah, sure. In the meantime, do you know where the generally best place to pick up crafting supplies would be?
Crafting supplies.
Yeah,
What
trying
are
to get my
you
leather working done.
Leatherworking. Well, there is leatherworkers in the merchant district.
Any particular establishments I should keep an eye out for?
It depends. Are you looking to make articles of clothing, or are you attempting to work with raw leathers and essentially make them into crafting and for other sorts of things? And it's complicated.
Yeah, out of character. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't
Oh,
know
right.
how crafting works. And
What are you attempting to make?
Something out of that dragon skin that I got. Which
Portia's
I might need to work
leatherworking.
my way up to.
Portia's leatherworking on 10th and white.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.
Priestess,
Yes.
what is the Sun Tree used for essentially? Is it just guided meditation, a blessing from Paylor? What is the meaning behind it?
There is no meaning behind this that would fall into any of your categories you have mentioned. And even then, we can take hundreds of possibilities, and the Sun Tree will cover a great number of them. It is found to give advice and wisdom to many. It is even noted that Sir Thurn Talthar, founders of the Talthar regime, was first advised on perhaps their divine duty to make the kingdom of Arthuria. Others seek advice on their life and the progression of the future. Some reach out to just feel the light of Paylor once more after losing touch. I have even heard that the Sun Tree is capable of cures. In fact, my mother and her mind and the illness of losing themselves was cured by the Sun Tree after a great number of years praying. This is why I became priestess, and why I have devoted my life to the Sun Tree, as it saved my mother.
It's all very good. I don't really know much about the faith of Paylor. What's his whole deal? What's he all about?
Paylor is a deity known as the Sun God. Shines their holy celestial light on any who would follow, and tries to turn them to the path of peace, prosperity, and retribution.
Well, cool. Does he have like a big feasting hall in his afterlife where you can hunt all kinds of wild beasts and stuff like Thrym does? I kind of
Oh.
liked what that guy had on offer.
No, Pelor's domain is an area that is filled with all of those who worship and commune together for a greater purpose. Pelor's domain can be anything that you request. As it is heaven. It is somewhere that you go into your afterlife, preserve for eternity. It can be whatever creation your mind sees Pelor makes. Often, Pelor selects few to be reborn as champions to serve service. These are some of the finest and most holiest celestials.
Well, thank you for that information.
Of
Hey,
course.
about what time did you want us to come back?
Come by in the evening. I will be
like
retired
7,
from
8.
my duties for the chores for the day, and I will be at my leisure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so nightfall, right after dusk, maybe?
That sounds wonderful.
Is the library open to the public?
It is. Library of Light is open to the public. To procure any books from the vaults, you will need to be accompanied by our initiates. They will escort you down to whatever it is you're trying to find, and sit with you while you dig through. I will note that the Library of Light is purely dedicated to religious texts. There is a void on others that are looking for things in the matter of the arcane.
Okay. Appreciate that. Just looking for some new reads.
So, Lucas, your character, remind me, so Costas?
Costas, yes.
Costas, okay. You're overhearing this conversation. It's completely quiet except for their voices echoing out. You have overheard that they have now touched and talked to the Sun Tree. Now, you have prayed to Pelor. You haven't had any sort of answers. You're overhearing that they have actually spoken to the Sun Tree. You know that the Sun Tree is someone that gives great advice, great words, right, in times of desperate.
So Costas is going to kind of like leave the pew and he's gonna walk up to the group. Specifically, I think probably like Dirty Joe and Othello's are the ones that touched him. So you two talked to the Sun Tree? Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah, his favorite color is white.
Yeah, he doesn't know how old he is.
He seemed kind of vague on a lot of stuff.
As Valria bows the head. Costas, Knight of Dawn. Is it indeed true? It seems as though they have spoken the Sun Tree.
Would you mind if I went up and tried it myself?
Of course, I'm more than willing to try.
Then Costas is going to reach out. He's going to kind of touch the Sun Tree with an open hand.
Hand begins to glow with white light. As it does, the voice penetrates within your mind.
Costas, hi! Oh, I haven't talked to you in a long time.
Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing not very well. Have we talked before?
Oh, yeah. You were very young. You were a kid. You thought it was funny running around, and then you touched me.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So I was just wondering, do you know about what's going on with the Paladins?
What do you mean?
you know, people say you give good advice, so I was wondering if you had any for me.
Well, all I can say is that you'll find friends in the least expected places.
So insightful. Okay. I must go pray on this. Do you like, do you get bored? Do you need like someone to come talk to you, or like maybe like bring you something? I
No,
don't know.
I don't get bored. But I can't grow.
Can you eat food? Do you want us to like, bring you soup or something? Good.
I have enough daylight.
Okay. It's have a good day.
Alright, bye.
Then I'm gonna kind of like stumble away from the tree, just a bit shocked at everything that just happened, including the voice. Again, I was really expecting something more regal.
I'm just imagining a paladin sitting there, like, trying to feed a bowl of soup to a tree. Open up for the airplane.
Seriously.
Valeria. The tree, the sun tree, it talked to me as well. I think it might have. It's not just that.
What? Let me try. It's way to the tree as well and touches. See the hand touching the bark does not become a glow. No response at all. Touches it once, touches it twice. It's times like this we must have patience.
Does that mean he's got your job now?
I'd like to insight check her.
Okay.
Yes, that's how that works.
I'm I'm looking for more seeing if she's flustered or she's frustrated that she can't have a connection with the sun tree anymore.
You don't need to roll an insight check for that. They do seem like they're flustered and they're also confused.
Okay. A little bit of jealousy. Okay.
If this is news, Cassus, I would employ you and also these newcomers to seek audience with Lord Dallin Falor and speak this news. I may accompany you on this court.
Like Lord Holiday Hoobie Woody?
Lord
Lord
Dallin
Dallin.
Falor.
Uh-huh.
He is the lord of this town.
Right.
He's not involved with any kind of creepy cults, is he?
That
Yes.
is very rude.
I'm confused and bewildered, but you all are foreigners and maybe this is just your traditions. Lord Dallin Falor is holding public court in a couple of hours. The sun is highest in the sky above the sun tree. This hour. You may come back and I can accompany you to this court. Cassus, I would implore you to do so.
Yes, I shall.
Yeah, we had some library perusing and some shopping to do. Already kind of on the books and whatnot, but yeah, we'll be back this evening.
Back this evening.
Costas is going to think back to if there's any religious or like kind of political significance to them, like speaking to the sun tree. Like, does this, like, you know, again, kind of like what was mentioned earlier, does he now get Valeria's job? Or like something, like maybe like, is he now like have to get an initiate?
I mean, that was
No,
kind
so-
of a facetious question in my end.
Yeah, the sun tree exists. I mean, this is knowledge for you. The sun tree has existed for thousands upon thousands of years. I mean, it was here prior to this being inhabited with humanoids. So, as far as history-wise, I mean, anybody has been able to speak to this thing, it seems. It's been open. It's also been very much protected, particularly by the Sular Kingdom, when it was found out and there was conflict and other things happening. You, with your history and being studied, particularly most likely about the tree and other facets, is that there's an entire reason as to why the sun tree is buried. There is a reason why it is not a full tree blossoming outright hundreds of feet in its radius, which is what it is. It has been buried intentionally because there was an attack made in an attempt to destroy it. This attack was led by those who worship Bane, known as the Black Hand. It was a dire attempt to assume or reassume power after the Crusades, 100-year or so, 200, 300-year or so long event, right? Was essentially they were losing that, right? They were losing the Crusades, which is the Black Hand going against those who worship the Lord. That's probably as much as information you remember from your studies, given the way that we kind of wrote your
Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for your time. This has been riveting.
Of course.
Joe, I think I'm gonna go to the library. I'll send you a message if I need anything.
Sure, sounds good.
Red, you're going up to the tree?
Yep.
Okay. You go up to the tree and you touch it?
Yep.
Touch it. It begins to glow in a whitish hue around your hand, similar in fashion, and begins, a voice penetrates into your mind.
Oh, what's up? Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So you're the Sun Tree.
That's what they call me.
Are you connected with anything else that you know of?
What do you mean?
You're just here.
Yep.
You talk to anybody else?
Not for a while, no.
And these people worship you?
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
How strange. And you don't have any... These are all... holy people?
What do you mean, holy?
You know, those who worship the divine, not those who worship the earth.
Well, I'm in the earth.
Yes. I don't see any, you know, there's no druid circle that has pledged loyalty to you.
What is a druid?
That's what I am.
Oh, nice to meet you, druid.
You are an odd tree.
Yeah.
Are you gonna grow bigger?
No, I can't grow right now.
Why not?
I don't know.
Would you like me to look into it?
Sure, if you want.
I don't mind, but we'll try to figure this out.
All right.
You be a good little tree.
Okay.
And the three people all around in this temple look like clerics and holy people.
Yeah, so the same, all the priests are wearing the same garbs, which is this golden silk celestial stitched rune kind of robe that they're wearing, mainly white and gold, right? There are a few paladins, right, which are armored figures wearing full or surcoat. There's some clerics coming up the actual staircase and departing out towards the canopy structure. So these clerics seem to be heavy armored as well, but they're not nearly as kind of weaponized. They don't really have weapons on them. And then there's other priests or initiates, right? They're coming up the actual stair.
Huh. Fregmore's confused why there's a bunch of clerics and paladins worshiping a tree and not a druid circle devoted to it. Especially since it talks.
What to next?
I guess I'm going shopping for leatherworking stuff.
Yeah, Othala left.
Okay.
Valyria, should we organize like some kind of protection for that group?
No, we must allow them to freely act in how they want. We can only do what we can to bring those to the light. If you'd like, you can stick with them, and perhaps you can figure out what connection you have to them. Why it is that all of you seem to be able to speak to this tree.
I suppose I should. I will.
After all,
Follow
you have
them.
nothing better to do, as far as your mother tells me.
That was a bit unnecessary. Okay, yeah. I guess I'll follow them. Harley, Valyria, are you okay?
Of course, I'm fine.
Okay, then. Have a great day.
Heals down. You as well, Cassus. May the light bring you warmth and happiness. Are you guys just following the people wherever they're going?
I think primarily Othala and Dirty Joe, maybe a bit Regamore, but I don't think he ever said that he actually talked to the tree. So yeah, mainly the ones that talked to the tree. That'd be following.
We're splitting up, so I mean, I'm going to the marketplace to pick up some stuff. Thala's going to the library. I don't know where the rest of y'all are headed.
And definitely Joe then, because Othala's going to the library. That's probably the safer one of the two.
Greg's going
I
to
was
the
also going
greenhouse.
to be. Sorry, you go first.
You go.
No, it's.
So Reg's just going to the greenhouse.
I was also going to go to the marketplace just to meander around.
Okay, so we're all going to separate out at this point, it seems like, going our own diverse directions. So we're going to try to do as quickly as possible, and we might have to really fast track some things that we don't need a theater of mind, but there's no real reason to that. So it's going to be a good time here to take a break then, so we can get gathered as we kind of come back into what we're doing. So we're going to take a 10-minute break, so we'll come back at 6:45 p.m. PST. So if you're watching the stream, thanks so much. We appreciate it, and we will see you when we get back.
Group 6, Suntree.
Baboosh!
All right, welcome back. If you're watching the stream, thanks so much. And joining us here for Group 6 as we begin to funnel off into our separate ways throughout this fine holy city of Thema. So, first order of business is the Library of Light is going to take a little bit of time. We need a role that's going to be role played through, right? There's probably some role play and things that we need to take care of. So, we'll start with the leatherworking tools because that's easy enough. That's something we don't necessarily need to role play through. So you go into the merchants district. You can see these single to 2-story structures, window shopping. You're just kind of looking for directions. You're looking at the signs 10th and white. You're seeing 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. You're just aimlessly walking around trying to do the best you can and find this potential place. Go ahead and just cue some ambiance, might as well. And you eventually find this place. There is a sign. It has kind of a tannery-like symbol. It says Portia's Leatherworking. It has a nice couple different bay windows. There's a couple different pieces of exotic materials that are laid out. There's individuals like ranger-like folk, trappers and hunters that are going in and out of this place with wheelbarrows and carts. They're going up to the back of the shop. They're exchanging the goods with a particular half-orc that is taking the goods, a female there, and is exchanging that. Now, Portia is a hunter ranger. That's what they do, and they run this leather worker here as primarily exchanging materials back and forth and selling them off. That's what the name of the game is. So you're coming to Portia's to simply say, hey, I want to get leatherworking tools, and I want to figure out how to work with the actual hide. Okay? So there's 2 different routes that you can go. You can either buy the tools and attempt to work the hide yourself, or you can pay them to do it. Either you pay them a large sum to do it themselves and you don't have to do anything, or you can actually pay them a sum and learn under them and their work that they're doing to it and pay less, but you have to be there and doing the work. Right.
About how long would that take?
Right now you're looking at the day. You'd be taking potentially 3 days, right? You'd have today, tomorrow, the next day. Depends on what you're trying to make and what the material is itself.
Well, I mean, I guess it's more of a question posed to the rest of the group. Like, how long are we all expecting to be here? Are we just trying to, like, get this little religious ceremony done this evening and then go out into the woods somewhere? Or are we going to be hanging out for
however
a
long
while?
it takes for those dragon slayers to show up.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be here for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind apprenticing then.
Okay.
I just want to
Apprenticing
get
then.
my leather working up. Sure.
Okay. All right. So the price of leatherworker tools is going to be free. Obviously, you're going to pay a lump sum for the day. As far as total wise, you're looking at roughly around 20 gold pieces for the 3 days of getting sort of a tutelage of sorts, right? What this actually means in the concepts of game and how this works in my particular game is that you're entering into a short apprenticeship, and so doing, you're actually going to get a permanent modification onto your leatherworking tools. So you're going to get a permanent buff, and that permanent buff is going to be a +5 to it.
Right.
You're also going to get the item of which you're trying to make for the 20 gold pieces and taking the actual apprenticeship. So what is it you're trying to make with the hide?
Something cool.
Are you trying to just make
really know.
Are you trying to make clothes, like nothing that's really armor based but just like clothes to wear? Are you trying to improve? Are you trying to make that hide into like a dragon scale of the actual armor that you have? Are you attempting to just put it into a cloak and just have a dragon hide cloak?
Probably armor. You know, I'd like to have some armor improvements for, well, I guess, whoever wants them. I don't know how much material I have and how far that's going to go. You know, if I'm going to make one single piece of, you know, badass armor, I'd probably give it to Thea or something. It's a
So
little persuasive.
since you're a new player, right? So you're a new player. I'll have you retcon if you want to get materials off the dragon, right? If you wanted to retcon, like, hey, I wanted to make armor to begin with, so I would have taken this amount off. So for the exchange of all of the materials that you're looking to use in that material, that regard, you're going to be able to make some scale mail here. So, as far as the armor, you're going to be able to make white dragon scale, as far as the scale mail is concerned, and then it's going to be actually attached to your studded leather that you currently have in your possession. So we're going to take your actual armor here, which is a studded leather armor, and then we're going to transition that into a white dragon scale studded leather armor, simply put. And what that is, as far as the crafting goes, is that you just get the benefits of essentially a dragon scale with some of those resistances and things that's there, and then it's attached to the armor that you wear.
Cool. Let's do
And
it.
if you need any fashion tips, I can help you out with that, Joe. I noticed that's not really your forte.
Yeah, what is the optimal placement for feathers on this little gizmo here?
Well, I don't think feathers is really your aesthetic, but if you're doing scales, you can put them at the accent points of your armor there, like on the shoulder piece there, on your belt buckle. That'd be good. You could do like a on the trim out there that make it pop, catch some people's eyes.
Very nice, Thea. Very nice. So, Thea, where do you think I should be optimally placing all of this scale hide here?
Honestly, where it's going to do the most good. Protect your vitals.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Reg, do they just hate all short people? Is that what it is?
No, I just like staying alive.
I wasn't
Is
talking
Reggie
to you.
even here right now?
No, Reg isn't even here. Shit! Oh no!
Yeah, he's off at the nursery or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can't do Reg's. I can't literally do your accent. Your accent's like,
No, I think he went to the greenhouse, didn't he? So
yeah, you're going
he's
to the
off-
greenhouse. Yeah, you wouldn't be with the shops here. Okay. All
I
right.
mean, I guess you could also do it, like that if you wish to not look cool.
I mean, I tell you what, next time I'm going clothes shopping for anything like fancy and showy like, you'll be the one I hit up. Because you do have an eye for style, I'll give you that.
Yep, we
Just,
all have our strengths.
Sure.
So we're going to transition away from this, and we're going to go to the greenhouses now that that's been achieved. Unless there's something you all want to do in the merchants district, trade-wise, when you're there.
I wanted to sell my studded leather because I now have studded leather +1.
Okay.
And also, I just want to be keeping an eye out for any signs of thieves' cant and secret symbols and people talking and stuff like that.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to have you go is to Rudolph's Weapons and Arms. It's actually a nice master blacksmith here. Is able to kind of buy off the stud leather. Your stud leather has seen battle, quite a bit of it actually, and so you're only going to get 5 gold pieces off of this actual sale. So that's the only
That's fine.
value you're going to get from it. So you're going to get 5 gold pieces, so you can put that in inventory and reduce the stud leather. The actual smith here makes decent weaponry. This forge is technically outside the shops to the inside. Again, we don't need to roleplay it, but it has a slew of different weaponry. Just is not a Fletcher, so there's not really bow work or arrows really here. And it seems, though, from the look of it, they do have potentially enchanted armor, potentially +1 here. This is somewhat available. Not that they enchant, but maybe they procure it, they are selling. So you are mucking about, and you're looking and trying to listen for thieves' cant. You're trying to listen and do the best you can. You have a high passive perception. So immediately when you're making your way through the merchants district, there are a few individuals. They wear reddish and black kind of clothing, lots of leather. They're a diverse group. They don't necessarily have the same article of clothing on, but they seem to have armor, daggers, short sword things. They each have a symbol, either on their shoulders, on their chest, or on their back, maybe a cape. And it is a eye with eyelashes that is half closed. As they're talking, they're just speaking in thieves' cant openly. There's a group of 3 nearby you. They seem to be 2 of which are dwarves and another one's a human, and they're just kind of mucking about, talking about what seems to be general chit-chat for the day.
Nothing that would greatly pique my interest, and also, does that symbol look familiar to me?
I need you to make flat intelligence check.
Intelligence check. That's a saving throw. How do I make an intelligence check from just the
Yeah, so you actually just click from your character sheet. You're actually just going to
click intelligence?
Intelligence, yeah, the header.
Okay. Ability check. Nope.
Now one. You have no idea, but you could always go up and ask.
Gonna keep listening for a while.
Okay. They're continuing their general chit chat. Seems they're speaking about random things. Nothing that they're talking about has any value. And then you notice that they reference a name. The name that's referenced is called Rudikar. They mention the Guild House, and then they begin to walk back in the direction of that.
Okay. I'm going to file that away for later.
Okay. Is there anything else on the agenda?
Is there anything notable, like, near where Dirty Joe is doing his tanning thing?
As far as shops?
Like, really, like, is there, like, a smithy or a shop that's, like, within eyeshot of him?
So you, well, I'm not from the tannery, right? The leather workers. You would know that the actual Rudolph's weapons and arms here is adequate, right? It is not. They're a master smith. They charge a high rate. They have numerous paladins and families go to them to make their weaponry, right, for their themselves. Rudolph's first name is Tom. You know that. And so if you are looking to get maybe work commission from them, they could do it, and it would just be expensive, albeit okay. Up here, that seems to be a good offering. Most families, noble families, as well as those paladins, they actually have their own smiths that they actually bring up. They commission them from Baelder or Lathan, right? So they have private kind of smiths that they use. This is more of like a public, right? Open to the public. You can request and commission things. The other vendor that you would know of is Rolvik. Silverfall runs the Silverfalls Emporium. That is a distributor of religious items in a massive, very much true to the word, emporium, and as well as other knickknack and magical items. They're a very busy shop. There's crowds around them, lines going out the door. They have a massive warehouse in the back filled with crates, dozens and barrels. They have cranes. It's a huge operation. So that's something. But again, those two shops are not near where you're currently at.
Okay, then yeah, he's just gonna hang out around Dirty Joe in case someone tries to kill him or something.
Okay.
How close are you staying to us?
He doesn't want to get like too much in your way, as he does realize he's a paladin. Like some people just don't like having paladins right next to them. But he's trying to stay close enough that like if there's like an assassin or something, he can get over there within like 10 seconds. Not like this. Kind of like.
Right. But it's fairly obvious to us that you are following us.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
he's
know
not
you.
trying to hide it. He's not trying to hide it at all. Actually, he's just trying to give you some space.
Oh, we have a fan club.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sure, invite yourself, I guess.
Yeah, kind of
You're
like how you
included
did
in
there,
this.
buddy.
You're with us.
And you guys said something at the same time. I don't know what you said. So what's that? Yeah.
I said you're included in this. You're with us.
Yeah, I know. He's a new guy.
No, I don't want to bother you. I'm very well aware.
Oh no, it's
paladins-
okay. It's okay, new guy.
I just you guys
You know what?
stop.
At this point, I like Paladin more than you anyway.
Pretty important, and I just don't.
Well,
wanna
he
make
is, medium size. I understand. That's why I like him more. So.
It's like maybe he'll like peruse around shops, but he's not really interested in anything. He's really there just to make sure they don't die.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else?
Did you make that sentiment known to us? That you're there to make sure we don't die from assassins?
He was speaking about it with the person at the church, so, and he wasn't like whispering or anything. He was like, "Should we get guards for them? Like, you can do it." And she responds, he's kind of assuming you guys overheard him. He's not saying it.
I mean, just say it was very quiet in there, so we probably would.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna like lean over to Joe, like it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Assassins.
Yeah. What? Whatever, man. It's a job. He ain't hurting anybody, I guess.
Yeah.
DM, how much for stud leather armor if he's selling it?
Rulvik Silverfall is selling. Oh, sell that armor +1. Yeah, let me look at it real quick.
Either Rudolph or Silverfall.
You'd find it from the Silverfalls Emporium for 850 gold pieces.
Do they have it in goblin size?
It is only in goblin size.
Fantastic. I will take that. Is
Rulvik
it 850, right?
850 gold pieces. It is for a small size. It also has a kind of a reddish tannery to it, so it's reddish in its coloration. It has a beautiful kind of these blackish studs, and then has these kind of really odd gnomish symbols that are attached throughout the actual piece.
No, it even fits under my overcoat. Good job. Yeah, that's great work.
You want to ask about it. Rulvik obviously is making about, and also some of the workers exchanging the goods to you. But Rulvik Silverfalls, this is a kind of a heavy set dwarf, big bushy red beard, 2 braids coming down, and then there's actually a bun as well at the top of the head. This is just wearing commoner's clothing, it seems. They're mucking about the actual space. The Emporium itself is a massive, large rectangular structure, and it's filled with shelving, all manners of goods and warehouse. So if you want to talk to Rulvik, we could arrange that.
No need. Just that.
All right. So we have the party police watching out for the party. You all are making way to your shops, and we will now come to the greenhouse.
Loving the ambient chicken noises.
I hear chickens.
Of course you hear chickens. That's exactly what you're supposed to hear. I'm trying to play some other things, but they're not loading very well. Let's see if I can we're good.
Just making me hungry. I actually got some Indian food on order right now. Should be here in about 45 minutes.
Okay. It's like, that'll be fine for now. Okay, we got chickens. That's good stuff. Okay. So, the greenhouse, as they say, are the 5 large stone, wooden, and glass structures that encompass fields of crops and irrigation systems. The ceiling height of these structures ranges from 20 to 30 feet. The length and width are about 300 by 200 feet. The water comes from mountain runoff deep underground. Elaborate pumping mechanisms pull water from these wells into irrigation ditches between each row of crop. Storage sheds made from stone, wood, and straw are placed adjacent to each greenhouse, with entrances to both the greenhouse and outside. Rocky and half-cobbled pathways interlink the greenhouses to a central stable filled with wagons and horses. The stable is stone-walled, straw thatched with interior wooden walls and fencing. These horses and wagons are used to transport the crops harvested into Othema, and other places. So, as you're making your way to the greenhouses, there's one established field house that is there. It's a brick stone structure. It's only single story. It's quite small. The actual protrusion of an atrium comes out. There's supports that wraps around. There's individuals that are mucking about, straw thatching for storage and things. The whole design of this is quite elaborate. And over about 300 or so people actually work here at one time. So you're noticing there's individuals that are moving wagons, carts, horses about, things like that. I'm also going to go ahead and pause the chickens because that's getting a little bit annoying. As you're kind of coming into the space, you're a little bit somewhat disarray, right? So you have your opportunities. Just pass by this metal fencing that goes about 8 to 9 feet and has little accents upon the spikes. That's a cemetery, right? That's a cemetery. And there's gates there as well. There's roads cobbled that goes into it. And but the greenhouses, again, it's such a large operation that you're really just drawn to that field house, right? Or you can go into a random greenhouse and just look and inspect, and if that suits your fancy of inspection. But the field house has a sign. It's a large placard that kind of dangles from the top end, rectangular. It just literally says greenhouses. And there's a poster board up to the side on the actual porch, the covered area of that porch, that clay tiled roofing, and it says multiple different kind of postings or assignments. So you're seeing a laundry lists of names. They're designated to 1, 2, greenhouse 1, greenhouse 2, right? They're told quotas of what they need to do. They're told of what they need to kind of function. And you can see that there is actually these globes, these orbs of light that are glowing inside of the greenhouses, providing daylight inside of them. So there is also magic at play here, it seems, that there's artificial light in a daylight spell perhaps being created inside of those greenhouses. So people are pushing past you, they're moving around, no one's talking to you, they're has a job to do, they're going place to place. What do you do?
Oh, aside from being, awestruck at the operation, Reg's gonna wander into the field house.
Okay. Start my quiet here. Wander into the field house. The Dublin door is open, currently slightly ajar. There's no lock to the door. Coming into a common area or common chamber, you're met with several different tables and chairs here that are kind of splat about the sunken area. There's barrels that are laid out for water, as well as food on certain shelvings, kind of like almost like a kitchenette to the east. There's a fireplace burning bright, smoke spitting out from the ceiling is what you saw before. There are 7 to 10 different doors that you're seeing just in space, crowd moving about you. One of the doors off to the northwest of your current position is wooden, slightly smaller, about 7 feet in height. It has just a kind of a placard that goes around it on the top end of this wooden and wrought iron door, I should say. And it says, "For person."
Say again. It says 4 person.
It says 4 person, like a foreman. It says 4 person.
Ray's gonna go up to that door and knock.
Go up to the door, knock. You hear a voice coming from inside. "Come in!"
He'll open up the door and go in.
Go in, you see that there are plants, life about in small pots, clay pots, all about the space on shelves tier 3 to 4, reaching to a ceiling height of roughly 8 to 9 feet. There's a beautiful L-shaped desk. You see this halfling, a thin and skinny male halfling with a dark complexion, hazel eyes, fair features, wears a brown wool tunic with a stiff leather belt and black high trousers into brown wool cuffed leather boots. There are these pair of leather gloves that are on the actual desk itself. There's also different soil samples about the space in these glass jars, or clay jars, I should state. There's instruments and tools, potentially for gardening and other sorts of things. And then there are a bunch of books and scrolls adjacent on the backside, and a series of cupboards and series of shelving units, and then as well on either side of the door that you entered into. You kind of close the door, the crowd itself kind of falls too. See the halfling kick the feet away from the desk and stand up. "Who are you?"
Regmore Silverkin.
Am I supposed to fucking know that? Regmore Silverkin. Ooh. Wow. I don't know.
I saw a posting out at.
You're here to work. Fantastic.
Possibly.
I could use you on the greenhouses. You look sturdy. You got some arms on you? Let me feel. Kinda. Pets you on the belly. You like to eat, don't you?
Yes.
There's no eating the crops. We had a problem with that.
Eating the crops.
Yeah, no eating the food. You dig it up, it's ready to go. You put it in the wagon where it's supposed to go, and you don't eat it. You don't take it. There's no stealing here. We run a tight. Just tight. It's tight. Okay? All right. So, Regmore Silverkin. Got your name? Okay. Tell you what, I got a special for you. I'll pay you 5 silver a week. Get you into greenhouse number 3 right away. And get you to work.
Maybe.
Maybe? What does that mean? Say
What
you give
all
me
do you
work.
grow?
Well, we grow all sorts of things. Many root vegetables. Got carrots, turnips, rutabaga, cabbages. We have Colby. We got onions. We got potatoes. We have other things besides root vegetables. Tomatoes. We have corn. We got wheat. We got barley. We got rye. We got all sorts of things here. Why do you care so much? Are you with Lord Downfalor? Are you coming and checking up on me? I swear, I'm doing my job. Okay?
No, I'm not with the Lord. I just arriving into this town from Harak. And
Go on, keep talking.
I heard that there was a greenhouse in this city, and it piqued my interest. It's like I've never seen an operation such as this.
Well, who the hell is gonna grow food in a city like this? Can't grow shit up here. Nothing. It's too cold. It's too hard. And the soil, garbage.
I see. Do you employ any, aside from, the magical means I see creating sunlight in these greenhouses, do you employ any druids to ensure your crops produce?
Druids? No, can't get a druid up here. No way. They don't want anything to do with any sort of mechanical, metal, as well as the operation they're running. They think we treat the plants with some sort of threatening design. We're murdering the plants. We're murdering them. I say high yield. They say murder. I say success.
I see both sides of this, but in the sense of you're providing food and substance for your city, I don't see why there's an issue.
I don't either.
You're not destroying the plants in a wasteful manner.
No.
So, you don't have any druids employed. Do you happen to know if there's any kind of culinary guilds within this town?
The city?
Yes.
We got I think a Baltumok company, one of the merchants district. They're a bakery guild.
Bakery guild.
Yeah, I think they're based out of Merlandar, but they spread about quite good. Make some delicious baked treats.
Do you export any of your crops from the city anywhere else?
Yeah, we deliver crops over to High Rock. We have them throughout the city. We deliver to Fort Farron, but we're primarily a city-based operation. So we'd like to keep everything in house. Okay. All right.
Do you grow any spices like sage, thyme, basil?
No.
Mint?
No. Time is money here, all right? I got work to do. I don't know. Are you going to be working here? I thought you said you came in here for a job. We started talking about plants, about what would grow here. I mean, I'm loving the interest. I'm loving it. And these guys are talking about druids, and then we're coming right back to the herbs. All right, I'll be real with you. Are you here for a job?
Proposition.
What is a proposition? What do you get to the punch?
I will, being a druid, would happily lend you my abilities to increase your yield with the refugees coming into the city from the dwarven clad Alderkin or Alderfist. Would their populace in this town or city create strain on the economy, like cause a shortage of keeping up?
Oh, does it look like I'm going to decide that? I mean, we got crops, we grow them, we sell them, we feed people. Yeah, we got some dwarves coming in. That's probably going to put some strain. So you want some coin for your services as a druid, you say?
Not coin.
Not coin. What's the catch?
If you would, how to say, allot me a small plot, small section to grow, let's say, sage in one of your greenhouses.
You want
I
a
can
plot
get-
of land in my greenhouse?
Not a big plot, just a small area.
You know what? How about this? You increase the yield. I see you work. I see what you bring out. Then I'll give you a solid plot of land in greenhouse number 6.
Okay. I guarantee I will increase your yield on all your greenhouses.
All of them.
Well, within a mile.
Within a mile.
Yes.
All
the
right.
next year.
Well, I see. Well, let's get a contract out. Let's sign it up. Ha! Regmore Silverkin. Precinct Rouse. Begin to sign out the contract, beginning to write this out. As Joan Hallfar begins to write the contract out, you're there watching and turns around for you to sign.
Right.
Plot
I'm
of
just gonna
land.
read over plot of land to
Yeah, that's provided is approximately 1/32 of the output of the greenhouses.
how large a spice is that?
As far as the space, the greenhouses themselves are roughly 200 by 300 feet in their size. So if we actually multiplied that to find our square footage, we have 60,000. And then we're going to find a fraction of that. So you're looking at a solid, absolute solid amount of square footage.
1,875 square feet.
That's the plot they're gonna give him?
They're going to give you 1,875 square feet.
I don't want that much.
Think
That's
of
a
all this.
That's a small plot. that they're
Yeah, right. Where's more thinking, not to hinder their production, a small, maybe a 5 by 5 foot area to grow sage.
You want a 5 by 5
No.
foot to grow sage? Go get your garden pitched out outside of your house. All right, this is real time. Are you in real
Okay.
time?
He'll
Huh, Silverkin?
he'll take the he'll sign to
All right,
increase.
fantastic. And this deal holds up. You do what you're doing, you come back. You hear? And we get it all year round, all year, every year. And you know what? I say we spit on it, eh?
He'll spit on his hand and shake. I'll be back
All right. You want a copy of this?
if you don't mind.
All right. 1 second. Begins to write it out. No printing press. Begins to write it out. Makes a copy of it. Rolls it up, ties it off. Here you are.
What time I will need to come out here in an 8-hour time frame to do what I need to do uninterrupted. Just no one to bother me.
All right. Well, come out probably late this evening. Should be everywhere. Kind of cleared out, I'd imagine. Hopefully. We'll see. And, yeah. She gets some space. Sit out where you want. Figure it out. Get it done.
All right. It's a deal.
All right. Now, Regmore Silverkin, it was nice to meet you. And you have a pleasant day.
What was his name?
John Holfar.
Oh, that was John Holfar.
Was.
Sweet.
Next. Here, someone pushing past. Oh, Steve. Oh, advance on your wages? No, I can't do that. The door shuts.
Regmore's gonna make it out towards the merchant district.
Okay. All right.
Reg, you were going to be the richest person in the party by far. This entire region, has no spice trade. You are now the spice magnet.
Spice.
He who controls the spice controls the world.
Spice controls the world. Okay, so we come now to the Library of Light. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so the Library of Light is a large single-story library fit into a solid stone structure and domed mosaic glazed skylight. A double wooden door faces out towards the century courtyard and invites with a grand 10-foot staircase. Large mosaic glaze and metal etched windows tower to 15 feet, showcasing the oppressive 35-foot apex of the domed ceiling. The structure is oval in nature. Upon entry through the grand 12-foot tall double wooden and wire intricate metal reinforced doors, a vast chamber embraces you. It is about 140 feet from west to east and 80 feet from the south. Entering from the western side, you quickly note there are two other smaller entrances, north and east. A common area sits in the center with a mixture of tables and chairs. They are plush and embroidered in silk and cotton, gold and white accents, similar to the priest vestments that you have witnessed before. Similarly robed figures to that of the chairs, as well as the paler priests inside the Century Cathedral, move about gathering texts from vacant tables left. They also are sitting upon certain tables and cleaning up the pages and books before putting them away, or putting them in carts and gathering them up in more of a kind of a mass before putting them away. Stone shelving spirals around on every wall and works their way up to nearly 20 feet. Ladders attached to the floor slide in grooves to reach upper volumes. Signs engraved into the stonework above certain shelving signifies their nomenclature. The windows divide these shelves. Light is provided throughout by them, and the large skylight supported by metal above. A single stone staircase descends off-center to the west, suggesting an underdwelling for private collections and scholarly trading for Palor priests, as you see an abundance of them going up and down. There are a mixture of noble and common folk within the space. There are also individuals with very intricate green and gold, as well as black and white and blue colorations. Very vibrant, as well as their robes. They are noble, is what it seems, and they're also all high elves, particularly sun elves. And they're grouped along a long rectangular table. One sits, female, it seems, with long kind of sunburst hair at the backside of that table, sipping and drinking, reading their book. And then the plethora of servants are going back and forth between the historic nomenclature of the common up here, and they're kind of funneling through different volumes, and they're also working with these Palor initiates on trying to find books. No one comes to you when you come into the space. No one's coming up to you and asking you what you need. Everyone is just tending to their own work. There are numerous Palor initiates you can just go and ask if you need something, and you have your signs of nomenclature. You have history. You have religion. You have entire nomenclature on dragons. You have entire nomenclature on mountains. You have another nomenclature on dwarven clans. So it is an abundance, even in the common area, of just kind of books that you can potentially fetch. What do you do?
Okay. Well, beforehand, before I would have walked in, I would like to have cast sending, and I would have had directed it to Alon. So my message would be, "Good morning, Kalan. This is Othala. We made it out of the Frosthorn, and we're currently in Othema. Are you here, or have you gone back to Harak?"
The answer comes back to you. We are here. We have delivered. And met with Commander Wrangler Uku at Fort Frostbeard. We are leaving tomorrow.
Guess I'm gonna send another one. Where are you currently staying? Are we able to meet?
Staying at the Stormy Inn.
How ironic.
No need to meet. You've all done enough.
Well, another bridge, I guess. I'll walk into the doors.
Okay.
Looking around, I guess I'll peruse the shelves, and I'll call upon an initiate, and I'll ask, excuse me, I'm looking for certain history books, maybe even religious texts that have a few items, um, possibly pertaining the Taldars and maybe a war that happened in the past.
You
Something
approach
about
this. You approach this. It's a human female with this brownish kind of hair, with this slightly wavy and kind of turned to a side, and then it's kind of fell down on one side and kind of almost clean shaven on the other. There's also celestial runes on the actual tat of the shaved head on the one side. They're wearing similar vestments as you've seen before, as a satchel on the side. Introduces as soon as you kind of approach. Their name is Maria. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh no, sorry, I clicked by accident.
What are you looking for exactly? You said Talthars?
Yeah, I don't know if you would know anything about this. A war that happened in the past, or a battle of some sorts, in the south. That Well, they were, I guess, hunting magic users or eradication, some sorts of that.
Historical text on the age of the Great Purge, then, yes?
Yes, exactly.
See. Simply find those for you. Reaches over to the historical section of nomenclature, begins to cycle up the ladder and grabs a single book, pulling it down, sets it down. This is a timeline, chronicle order of the age of the Great Purge, led by King O'Hearn Talthar. At your leisure, is there anything else?
Is it a one book takeout, or can I take out multiple and sit down?
You can always take out as many as you'd like. The book in front of you is roughly 200 pages.
Okay. I don't know. This is a stretch. Is there anything that Paylor, in the text of Paylor, that maybe mention something called the spindle?
Nothing that relates Paylor with the term the spindle.
And nothing of the spindle mentioned by itself, I assume.
Well, there are reference to the spindle. This reference to the spindle has been named by the first people, humanoids that actually arrived here in Arthuria long ago. Some of their old text actually describes the spindle as something that is the epicenter of all creation.
Is that in any... You have a book on that I could see for myself?
Anything pertaining to the first people, our human descendants, is actually in a secure vault underneath here. Texts are old, decayed, and fragmented. They need to be airtight and sealed away.
How does one go gaining that sort of access?
It's as simple as you requesting, and I will take you there.
If you please would, I'd be more than gracious.
Grab this book and we'll take it there to the vault. Come with me.
Thank you.
Takes you downstairs. Staircase descends 12 feet to an 8-foot ceiling height. Sconces and torches, unlit or lit, advance every 15 feet before reaching a small chamber to the east. Metallic vault doors align and count to about roughly 13 on the various walls of this chamber. One of these is dedicated purely to the first people. As you see in the center of this space, there are additional kind of these tables and chairs. There's also sundials for potential prey. Sundial is a term of a raised position, staircases kind of wrapping around, and there's a celestial rune or glyph at the center, slightly aglow. This is used to commune with Pelor specifically, for actual kind of commune purposes and things. There is a pillar that is at the center of the first floor, and that pillar actually extends to the second floor. It's a large metallic pillar, and that actually is helping embrace the skylight. Around that space, there are numerous, like I said, tables and chairs. And these tables and chairs are more of these Pelor initiates. They're currently using magic and other sorts of tools to preserve texts and clean them, and essentially make sure that they're safe to put away and kept for a period. There is a door to your right as you come down this corridor, facing, like I said, as you round from the west. Now you're going east, and then you have to your right, there's a large double wooden door embedded into the stone, the brick stone that goes around. And that door is currently open. And inside of that is a lecture hall, in very, very much the same way. You have staggered chairs that work themselves down to essentially a board of sorts, right? You have kind of a lecture kind of stand. You have a desk or a table there, right? And there's no one in it right now. There's no lecture happening, but you imagine if they're actually discussing maybe a class of sorts, Pelor initiates, this is where they would do it, right here. So that door's just open. You're seeing that. So coming to that vault actually requires a tumbler, intricate kind of code or a thing, kind of hides themselves, so you can't actually see, and begins to do it, and then they begin to turn it. As they do, they unseal it, pull it back. The actual door is not very large, right? It's a common, maybe 4 foot wide, 7.5 foot door, right? It's not large at all. It has an arch to the top. As it clicks open, there's a seal, a kind of a rush of air of sorts. It pulls it open, and then on the other side, roughly 5 feet or so, you see another door and essentially a chamber inside there. This chamber has nothing really about it at all. It's just empty in space. You come in, you see as Maria closes the other door, shuts it, doesn't lock it, just shuts it, kind of seals it, and then goes to the second door and turns it. There's no lock on this door. Undoes it, unseals it, pushes in. You obviously don't have detect magic, but with your passive arcana, you can understand that this space is designed and used potentially for an actual airlock. If there was a D&D way of making that, this is what this would be. Okay, you come into this space. You have rectangular tables, long. They're actually metal, and they span the center. More stone shelving on either side, and then these texts come up. At the back side of the wall, there's more of these shelvings, and then more text. The text in this chamber, in this vault, and this space, which is roughly 20 by 30 feet, it's not a lot. There's very few texts in here, and they're all very old and frayed and decayed. It then pulls off a book. This book is seemingly a volume 7 of accounts. It simply says, The Accounts of the First People, volume 7. It pulls it down, puts it up on the metallic table, as well as The Age of the Great Purge, the book you've brought down from the common above, and then sits down at the table on the other side of you, pulls out their satchel, and folds their hands.
First off, Maria, this place is beautiful.
It is small compared to the Grand Library in Lathan.
I'll have to give that a look as well. But I guess I'll get started on this timeline first.
Okay. So, I'm going to give a brief synopsis of this text. I'm not going to give it outright. I can always try to type it into a lore posting, so we're not sitting here waiting for me to just read it off to you. The Age of the Great Purge what this is, okay, is it's led by King O'Hearn Talthar, roughly 200, 300 years ago. So 52 to 122 AT was the life of King O'Hearn Talthar. The Age of the Great Purge was the sanctioned destruction of all radical groups that allied themselves or contained in what was known as the First Reckoning. A group that consisted of necromancers and warlocks that grew in the underbelly of Beldor. King O'Hearn Telthar looked upon this group as blasphemy and treason against the religious rule of the Talthars, and also stated that they were an attempted thwarting of their regime as they developed within the sewers and the spaces of the underbelly, and they attempted to come outright and overthrow. So this allowed and cleared groups such as the Justicars, which is an elite, highly trained group of paladins that the Talthars have in their control, soldiers, other Talthar paladins, clerics, to begin to actually destroy and kill anybody that had affiliation with the First Reckoning. An Inquisition was created in this regard, and the Inquisition was judge, jury, and often executioner. The issue that you're finding throughout the timeline, as you begin to read it, which began 282 years ago, was that it was quite quick. It didn't last very long in terms of King O'Hearn's life. You have maybe a decade and a half. But it lists a lot of places and a lot of individuals and a lot of circumstances, all of which seem to be rather hearsay. This person said this. We went here. We did this. The only two pieces of information that stand out to you was that the Age of the Great Purge turned into more of just a roundup of magic users and the persecution of them. In addition, the destruction of a wizarding school called Felgim on the Isle of the Blessed, which a wizarding school mainly ran by gnomes, was a area that the somehow convinced in this timeline that they were a core school that was affiliated with the First Reckoning and was targeted. No other information about Felgim is in this book or the Isle, just points out. So that is essentially the timeline condensed into the synopsis, which is probably enough for a low posting in itself. That's the first book. On to the second?
Okay. On to the second.
Okay. The first people in this book, these are accounts. These are little snippets of written things that they did, and essentially maybe even snippets of books that they wrote, and then they're just copies of them, and they're kind of thrown together. And so you're really having a difficult time trying to piece this together. In fact, I need you to make an intelligence check.
Would I be able to guide myself?
You called it before, so that works.
Okay.
Back on that D4. $21. So with intelligence check of 21, we can roll the D4 until you get more, right? 22. Awesome. You begin to try to piece together in chronological order of how these events consisted and where they reference the spindle. The spindle is referenced as such as a capital letter. They reference the spindle as a formal name in these texts, in these accounts. They note that through their explorations of landing upon the Isle of Palm first, and then landing in the eastern Olar region, which became the Crystal Desert, they note the creations of this place as that created by Pelor. Very much they were Pelor worshippers. But there is a twist that they state in their language that you're catching on through the pattern, is they state that the spindle gave Pelor its power, gave its light through Pelor. They don't reference the spindle as a person. They don't reference it as a place. They reference it as a thing in these books, or this book and these accounts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they're not using it as a point of area. It's a entity of sorts, right?
Right. And they're giving thanks to it for what it provides their deity. That is it. That's all you're going to get. They're not describing the spindle. They're not going into depth with it. These are, like I said, everything's really old. You're having to move very carefully through it. It takes a lot of time going through this particular book. And regardless, again, it's a lot of haphazardly put together information. And you can tell that the librarians, these initiates, have spent a number of years trying to understand this themselves. After all, it's human history.
Well, this was a lot more than I thought I was getting, honestly. So, Maria, do you know anything about these first people, or have you read just this text as well?
Well, the first people, as far as I understand through the information that I've read, the first people seem to come from Krikos. It's an archipelago on Taurus, our planet. They seem to arrive stating reasons of more religious freedoms, away from the reliance on the arcane. And they arrived in the Isle of Palm, and they named it as such. They built a temple there, and, well, some of us have made way to that temple, and it's ruined, so there's nothing there. The isle is quite overgrown. And from there they settled within the Eastern Olar region, which later became the Crystal Desert. Specifically within a forest, which is now the Reskar Oasis. They met with the Fey folk, gnomes and halflings, native inhabitants, and spread the good word of Pelor, the holy light, to them, and communicated the love that they had, and, well, a relationship blossomed. Soon they outspread wide and far. And as far as I know, the first people became the Sular Kingdom.
Is it easy to access these runes? Are they protected?
They are not protected except for the elements. It's difficult to get to the Isle of Palm. You first need to charter a boat and hope that somewhere they will take you to the isle. A Lathan might have some boats that can take you around the continent to the north, but the treacherous journey through the winter months is difficult. You can attempt to get to Lucia. They have a small dock there with actual sandy beaches, and they can try to take you on a boat there. But first you have to get to the Crystal Desert, and that is a task in itself. The Crystal Desert is home to large reptilian-like creatures called dinosaurs. In addition, these cloud rays, which are gargantuan creatures, they hover over the sand and they feast upon it. They are peaceful and gentle creatures, but if you come in their territories, they can enrage themselves and attack you.
Some information is just treacherous to get to, huh?
It's just difficult. I would say Aluda. It is a city in Ismar, and it's held by a council and elected dwarven clan, but troubling times, as far as I've heard. Clan Gilgal has seized control, and, well, things are just not quite right. I don't know much to the subject. I can't speak to it, but I would not recommend going there. If war is afoot, I just would not set foot in there at all.
Is that the war I've been hearing about in the south?
No, no, no. This is the war to the far south. It's soldiers have been marching from the city, from Fort Frostbeard. There has been a call to arms, even from the paladins. News doesn't travel about what is entirely happening, but an entire region of Arthuria has been destroyed. Entire land has been laid desolate. Talthar marches with Temeria against what has done it. Beyond that, I don't know. This with Ismar is different. This seems to be a dwarven clan who has removed another from their post in the city, from their democratic elected position. They've removed them. And they have marched an army in doing it. Their intentions are not good. And, well, it's just best not to deal with that, in my opinion.
All this petty fighting. It's unfortunate.
I agree. Why can't there just be war, peace? Sorry, why can't there not be war and just peace and harmony, faith?
Funny. People would learn so much more if we just shared knowledge rather than try to fight for it. Well, thank you, Maria. This has been very helpful.
Of course.
Will I see you at the court later? I hear there's something going on.
Court? No, not me.
Well, you should come to the church later, I guess. There's a mass of some sorts.
The cathedral?
Yeah, the priestess was saying something about that.
Well, we don't normally have services until Sundays, which would be as far as the actual conversion of that day.
Well, it's just what I heard. Something for the Sun Tree.
Oh, all right. Well, what's your name?
Othala.
I'll think about it, Othala.
Also, I wanted to repay back the library from helping me out. You might not have any information on this or anything, but it's always good to pass it along. And I'll sit with her for a couple hours and I'll scribe over the astronomy book that I have. And I'll try to scribe a few pages out of it.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So you're spending hours there at the library, kind of scribing and working through the books with Maria there. Sounds great. So now we're coming to kind of a conclusion of the session, right? I have never actually been in a city with a group that has not separated out. I'm just going to tell you right now. So, as you most likely have been sitting waiting, we're going to go ahead and pause this as we come to a kind of position. And we have Reg, you're going into the merchant, right? You're going into the merchant district and you're attempting to find the rest of your party. Is there anything anybody's wanting to get accomplished by the session end stage?
If the town... You said they sold magical items sometimes, or some merchants have it. Trying to find a bag of holding if possible.
Bag of holding. You can always try Silver Falls Emporium, or you can go to the Traders District up north, noting that they mentioned the refugees filling the courtyard and the traders in the area might be kind of removed. You can try to head north to the Traders District up there, or you can go into Silver Falls Emporium.
Other than that, whenever he had an like an 8-hour extended time going back to the greenhouses to do plant growth for the 8-hour duration of that spell.
Okay.
Is there any group or entity that is heading up the relief effort for all dwarven refugees?
That would be the commander, Wrangler Uku at Fort Frostbeard. As if you've talked to a soldier or guard, they're going to tell you that same information. The commander itself of the fort is going to be directing that, as well as kind of sanctioned by Lord Down the Lord, passing down to the lower lesser commanders of the actual army.
Joe would like to contribute to a relief fund, if he may.
Also, since my character has lived in Athema for a while, would Costas know if 6 recent disappearances is an abnormal amount?
So you have been in the city of Othema. There is a missing persons issue, mainly traders and adventurers, some of which have gone missing. Commander Wrangler Uku has also, in addition to the refugees, it is their charge that they are in charge of inspecting investigation. Their investigations have not come to any sort of conclusions, and so these missing people and things have continued. You know, based on your position as far as the city is concerned and conversations with your parents, that a individual known as Randall Gurn, which is actually a lesser noble, has gone missing recently this last week, and is the first time that a citizen and noble has gone missing, which has caused quite a bit of a strife between common folk and noble in the city. With what you do with that information, I don't know.
Also, something else I'd like to know: how angry would my mom be at me right now?
What do you mean?
Have I done anything to piss them off?
I mean, no. I don't know.
Because they seem to be gossiping about me behind my back, so I'm like, am I couch surfing right now? What's going on?
No, I mean, they're just talking that you don't have anything else going on. I mean, maybe your mom's made way to Century City to talk with Valerie. Maybe they're personal friends. Who knows? I think that you would be understanding that, hey, I don't have a lot of things going on. So, hey, maybe it is imperative that I follow these adventures around and keep track of that. Because they did speak to the Sun Tree. That's something that's very pertinent to you. And I think that as well as being a paladin. And so a little bit of the religious pull there. But you're really just watching them go amok. They're just shopping. They're living their life. So you're just watching it and realizing, wow, they really don't care. They just talk to the Sun Tree.
It's pretty confusing. I'm like, yeah, you just talked to an emissary of God, or a representation of them, and you're just
they're just
yeah, straight up. Thank you.
And maybe that catches your attention. Maybe that that romanticizes you to that, what it goes on in their heads that they're not wanting to do that. They're just so foreign. So, yeah. So, Regmore, if you're trying to find a bag of holding, price-wise in this specific city, even at Silver Falls Emporium, or going to a trader at the outside, you're looking at a bag of holding of roughly 4,500 gold pieces.
Sad face.
That is
Sad
something
face.
we could all discuss and pool our money together to get, because it's for the party.
It can be covered in the party funds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk about it as a group.
Yeah.
If you want
So,
to meet.
I mean, or you could just, I don't know how much you have on your person, but
35.
I mean, okay, so how much is in the party fund right now?
About a little under
7,000
5,000.
Okay,
But
so-
it's a party item, right? Everybody can use it.
Yeah, because collecting provisions and everything for the whole party, Regmore is way overweight and gonna continue to be.
He's just fluffy.
Yep.
I was actually meaning to ask that, how strict is the encumbrance standard in this campaign?
So encumbrance, as far as the weight is concerned, we try to follow that encumbrance rule. So if you go beyond your weight, I try to say, hey, let's make sure we aren't that weighted down, so we can be a little bit realistic. And then as far as volume is concerned, I try to make it say, hey, let's be realistic with the volume of stuff that we're moving, right? We can't just move this massive thing and expect it. So if you are currently encumbered, if you look at your inventories, you can see if you're encumbered, like you have exceeded that weight limit. All I would probably tell you is maybe time to let go of some things.
I mean, I have been over encumbered for a while. I just assumed that you weren't that strict with that rule.
No,
so
I'm
it's like,
not. I'm not. I'm not
whatever.
strict with it. No.
Yeah, I was like 6 pounds over.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I am 1 pound short of being 100 pounds over.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Wow. That's
It's
a lot.
because of all the coffee, the juniper berries, the dragon meat.
Held on to it all. So, if you want to end the set, we can end the session that way. If you all want to kind of talk about bag of holding for that price, right? We can exchange 4,500 gold pieces there and give someone a bag of holding.
I actually did want to be like keeping an ear out and maybe surreptitiously asking if any former associates of mine are in town or have been in town ever.
Yeah, I would think in your case that would be probably direct conversations with individuals.
Yeah.
The way I interpret it, you were just listening. I didn't think you were actually talking to people. So
Yeah. Okay. I can wait
Um,
till next time.
yeah, I will wait till next time because I'm kind of getting an idea that you're really being like cautious and not wanting to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Right? You're just hearing conversations.
Right now, I'm just listening.
Yeah, based on what you're listening to, you don't hear anything referencing to your organization or anything you're affiliated with. So you're not hearing any of that. But who knows? Maybe your conversation next session will. All right. Well, I mean,
a ballista fit into a bag of holding?
No.
Because we have been carting that around with us.
We left that on the
We
cart.
left that, I think.
We left it
Yeah, we left
nowhere.
it
It's
on-
been by my
We left
side
it
the
on
entire
goat
time.
cart. Didn't we mount it to the goat cart?
We
Did.
did. It's with Kalan. She said I don't have to meet her. I'm going to go get my ballista.
I mean, it's
Next time
horrible.
on Judge Judy, we have Case versus Othala versus Kalan, the subject of the mobile list. All parties rise.
I'm winning this debate.
But who's the ballista's real father?
You made a mistake. As soon as you put the ballista on the wagon, it wasn't yours. You can't sue for it.
Your daughter in the ballista.
Okay, let's we got a pretty heavy session there at the end, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. That seems like a good time. We're getting tired of things. So, subject to hand before we end, bag of holding. We're buying it, we're not.
We can bait it over the week if we want to, but I overall I think it's a good party addition.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
That or buy us a wagon.
Bag of holding would be more convenient.
If
The wagon can
ballista's
only
any
follow us so many
indication,
places.
Yeah, we tend to
Slash
leave things
you.
behind without thinking.
I would reduce that wagon and carry it in my pocket.
All right, as long as you maintain concentration on it, right?
I don't know if enlarge and reduce is a concentration spell.
It is.
This.
It is.
I have a question. Can you put lava in a bag of holding?
Good. It'll destroy the bag though.
And whatever was in it.
I mean, like if you had an empty bag of holding, you put it in, doesn't it go like I think it goes to another space. So then could you pour it out very carefully and not destroy the bag of holding?
Wouldn't
So
it
that's up
need a
to
rock?
Michael how he would rule it. In my world, I would rule it that destroys the bag of holding, just like a piercing would, right?
It would destroy the bag
So
of
you
holding.
could,
Okay, so we can't just like dump lava and a
No.
portable lava. Okay.
No. No. No.
Why?
Hey, Zell, how you doing?
Yeah. Zell, where is Zell? I
All
hear
his learned disguise
I
skills.
hear you. That's funny. Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like everyone's in favor of either. I heard bag of holding. It seems like that's what if people are in favor. I only hear one vote for a wagon.
Bag of holding makes sense.
All right, bag of holding. Okay, who's gonna hold
I'm
it?
assuming everybody else knows what they're talking about, so I'll agree.
Who's gonna hold the bag of holding? You just want me to put it into the cargo and crew of the treasury?
Sure.
For now, yeah. We'll decide that over the week.
Yeah.
All right.
So I can get rid of, the 40 pounds of rations.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and reduce 4,500. So you only have 485 gold pieces within the actual treasury. I'm going to leave the ballista in there and the javelins. Find that again.
See, party fund, right? Party fund. We get it now.
Did anybody argue against the party fund?
No.
Yeah.
Zell.
Multiple people were for that.
Zell.
Even Zell was for the party fund. I think Zell was for the party fund.
It was the best idea.
All right,
It
we're going to
was.
calculate some experience for you all. 980 experience each, but you had 24,590 experience total. Obviously, that was for roleplay. That was for skill checks. That's for things you've done in the city. And then hopefully you had fun. Obviously, when we get to cities, like I said, I've never been in a city that I did not have people decide that they were just going to do whatever they separate, split. I've had parties split 6 ways before. Every person goes an individual way. So hopefully you have patience with this. It takes time, and then everyone kind of gets to what they need to do. And I try to go as fast as possible through it. So hopefully it wasn't too inconvenient. But if you're watching the stream, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. As we conclude our session here, and we will see you next time.
Whoop, whoop. 6.